Hey! Hello everyone! Welcome to Drakenmemoria! Yay! What is my Drakenmemoria, you may ask? Well, it's Dungeons & Dragons. Or more specifically, a group of people playing Dungeons & Dragons. So if this is not something you want to watch, well, we've been doing this for 3.5 years. Nearly 3 3/4. So, you're weird. Go do something else.
Yeah.
If you don't know what else to do, well, you can always stay, so long as you stay civil about it. Or if you're watching this on YouTube or Twitch, there are suggestions to the right or to the left. Pick one, and hopefully you will have a better time. For everyone else who actually wants to be here, even if it's a weird relationship of a hating to watch people play Dungeons and Dragons, but actually you kind of like it deep inside, that's okay. Even those, it's good. We accept you, and like I said, so long as you stay civil in the chat, you're welcome. And as you can see, audience is already eager for someone to say something out of line. He's just gonna smite you with it.
By the way, we are exactly at 4.16 years. I just did the math off 200 weeks.
Damn.
We stream every week.
6 years? No, it hasn't been 6
4
years.
point,
4.16. Okay.
But we've officially crossed the 4-year mark.
Oh yeah, really? Wow. Damn, it's been long. It's been a while. All right. Yeah, I think you're right. Wow. All right. So, like I was saying, if you want to be here, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you with us. If you're new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. And if you like the ambience in the background, Thunderstorm right now, it's Ambient Mixer. Battle maps are Dungeon Alchemist and World Map Wonder Draft. And that's the publicities. Unless someone wants to find us an unwilling sponsor. New cat, food.
Sponsored by
Drinks.
Parrot Kitty.
Oh.
She's clingy.
Oh yeah. Well, at least we're going to be watched. Yeah. All right. So, what happened last episode? This one here. So, last episode. In order to facilitate their movement through the islands, the party entered the abandoned city where the main train hub was located. Unfortunately, several potential problems rose from the entrails of the city. Having secured their safety for the immediate future, the party elected to leave the other problems to their future selves. Well, audience decided to leave the problems to his future self. When they come back toward their last destination on this island chain. But for now, we are on the way to a little bit of Fisher's past. After traveling for a few more hours, the party reached the furthest point where they could take their train, and so needed to figure out where to leave it so it could be reclaimed when they all came back. A little bit of a discussion, but a plan was made. The train was locked down using Fisher's lever. And horses were summoned, and the party started moving. Well, not at lightning speed, because audience would know what that speed is, but still pretty fast. Well, actually, audience would know what fast as lightning is, just not as powerful as lightning is. Sorry, that was an easy one.
Not yet, because it gives me a heart attack.
Oh yes, no, don't worry. he is working very hard and is impatiently waiting for that last piece of thing he asked you for.
The soul of a loved one.
As you can imagine, he is going to try and upgrade your breath weapon a little bit.
Hopefully more than a little bit, since a little bit wouldn't be much with that breath weapon.
Yeah, well, balancing has proven to be a little bit of a challenge, but I think you'll like it better than what you have. So, I believe we left our party not in a storm, so I'll cut a thunderstorm. But let's see. Very cloudy day, so not a lot of lights. A little bit rainy. Well, that doesn't help visibility. Unseasonably cold. Alright, so not too comfortable of a ride. The wind just whipping you as you're traveling at 10 miles an hour. For all of you, with the exception of when you're on a flying boat, well, that's pretty fast. Who has attuned to the ring to not be cold?
Raimi is attuned.
Okay.
And I am.
No, well, you're not on the same horses. So the one that
I am not.
the one that doesn't need it actually is attuned because he's right behind audience, and audience is protecting him from all the wind. So there's this draft of wind just going by. Tobiashi behind Fisher, he's a bit cold because his arms are in front of Fisher, and oh damn, hands. You look at Remy for a moment as you're traveling at those incredible speed, and he's feeling all warm and cozy. And audience has a warm body, as a dragonborn, so there's a little moment of envy, and then you just see Remy looking at you, and you recognize that look in his eyes that just says, "Don't try it, I'll fight you for it." And he squeezes audience a little bit more.
Gives a small raspberry.
Alright. So, keep on moving. We are here. I'm going to have to put it back up just a little bit. Alright, so. Alright, well, within an hour, you find yourself nearing a rather large lake. At that speed, not a lot of anything can actually keep pace with you. So it's pretty quiet. It's just the wind, the frostbite starting to get to Tobiashi's hands. Fisher keeps mumbling to himself, as he always does. You can see in the background some mountains drawing themselves. They're pretty far away, so you're guessing that they're pretty big, pretty large, if you can see them through the mist. When you have to stop, you're right at the edge of you'd call this a large lake. Remy needs to take a moment to recast the steeds, because it's been an hour. I believe that the steeds last an hour, is that it?
They do.
All right. So you're sitting there, and at the edge of this large lake, you see this network of small bridges, all jumping to small islands, and it's disappearing in the fog. This lake is at least 2 miles wide. And at best, even with Remy's spyglass, you can only see for about 1,400 miles. For 1,400
Wow, that's
feet.
that's a pretty powerful
Yeah, it's
spyglass.
been enhanced by magic. You can see the other side of the world. So, even,
Actually, hold on. Idea for later: spyglass that goes all the way around the world and lets you just see your own back.
yeah, is that what I look like from the back? You should have told me I had that kind of ass. Ugh.
This is a real dump truck.
Oh man, I don't want to sit. I don't want to know what it looks like when I'm sitting now. So, so very quiet. You don't hear a lot of noise. There's just this large lake. You know, because of the last time you looked at the map, you know you are about a third of the way, Fisher. So just looking at this, you know, all right, well, we're going to be cutting it a little bit close in terms of time of the day. There's maybe going to be an hour left when you're going to reach the next abandoned town. So either it would be safer to just find a place to hunker down for the night, or you chance it and try and figure out where that is and hope that it's within an hour of travel. But that is a decision you'll have to make in 2 hours. After 20 minutes, Remy finishes recasting all the necessary steeds. Everyone goes back on it. Once again, Tobiashi, Remy looks at you as you're climbing on, as he's climbing behind the audience. And, come on, try it. Just this look in his eyes. I'll fight you for it.
Ramey's ready for round 2.
So,
Right here, right now, I'm sitting.
X gon' give it to you. Gon' give it to you. X gon' give it to you.
So, get back on the horses, behind Fisher again. Jord transform into a small mouse, and well, doesn't really have to decide who, because what the heck, a mouse is not gonna make a whole lot of difference on a horse. Probably go.
I mean, I do have to remind you that at the very least, the one that that Remy and audience are on is a white tiger.
It's a phantomatic white tiger. I think that's a little bit redundant. Anyway.
I mean, like, you know, are zebras black horses with white stripes or white horses with black stripes?
I believe you can have the answer to that when they're born.
They're black and white horses with stripes. Differentiating is on that.
All right, so
Been a very middle of the road answer there.
I believe zebras are born completely white, and the stripes appears over time. So, all right, start going over all of these small bridges, and you can't help but to feel like, oh, at some time this might have been used as a deterrent for anyone trying to attack in some way. You can easily see that it's easy to just blow up one bridge and then blow up a bridge at the beginning of this, and then whomever is trying to get there is just finding himself stuck in the middle of a network of small islands where they're going to have to swim or figure a way out of this, as they're probably being pelted by projectile. You recognize that the bridges are not well kept, but not to the point where it's dangerous. Just sides have started to crumble a bit. It feels like probably something at some point tried to get on the bridge, something that was in the water, but either it didn't manage to, or it did and it just kept on going. The damage seems to be old, so probably nothing to worry about.
Damage to the point where it will be dangerous or difficult to cross?
Only if you're really large. For all of you,
Okay.
no.
Alright, I guess we head across then.
Probably it probably feels a bit strange jumping from islands to island like this on small bridges. It's unnerving at some points. Just seeing all of that mist everywhere, not being exactly sure what lurks beneath. But as you're moving forward, since no one is making any perception roll, I'm having to rely on passive perception. Nothing is actually drawing your attention.
You said whatever it was a long time ago.
Oh,
It's
yes,
fine now, obviously.
absolutely. Or so says your perception.
Fisher has 9 wisdom. He's smart, but that doesn't mean he has good ideas.
I mean, look, an intelligent person would tell you that, like, well, if there's 4 of us trapped in a cave with no escape, like, you know, if we start with the person with the most mass, wisdom would have told them that looking to the woman as the one with the most mass was a bad idea.
Oh, good lord. So, well, you know, depends on the kind of mass she has. It could be a 2-for-1 meal. Sorry. So, you move across islands.
Anyways.
You move across islands.
Gonna go ahead and start adding cannibalism to the tags here.
Well, you know, I do put my videos as not fit for children on YouTube, so. All right. So, you move across these bridges, and it's quiet. It's eerie quiet, to the point where there's a point where you're almost certain something's gonna jump out. It's just so quiet. And the moment there actually is something that jumps out, everyone just reacts instinctively, drawing out weapons and looking in the water, and you just see a really large fish moving. Sort of all look at one another for a moment. You got fooled. You got your weapons out. We rolled a natural 1 for what was happening, so it was eerily quiet. But nothing happened. Exactly. Tobiashi's probably doing exactly that right now, right after this.
I mean, I guess we would be due for a zombie hydra.
Zombie Hydra.
Well, you know, you are going to have to come back this way. Are you sure you want to give me ideas like this? So, but for now, you eventually move out of this small network of bridges and islands. At some point, they might have been actually very interesting. You did see a few remnants that indicate it might have also been used as a attractive little venue for some. You did see a few worn out benches made of stones. There was a abandoned guard hut at the entrance of this, and as you're leaving, you notice another abandoned guard hut, nearly completely destroyed. You hope it's because of the passage of the time, but never sure. You keep on going for the rest of the hour, and once again, the horses starts to lose their consistency, and Remy knows that it's time to start casting again. You stop, all plop down, and wait for Remy to do this casting. It's a bit unsettling. You can still see the mountains in the distance. Audience, there is a strange sensation that has been following your mind, your attention, ever since you started seeing those mountains. As if something wasn't there. Something was
The
moving.
mountains are calling to me.
Something was moving from the mountains. You're not quite
The
sure.
son of the village chief.
Oh, good. I thought
He
you were.
descended from warriors.
I
who
thought
found
you
their
were.
way across the world.
I thought you were going to start singing She'll Be Coming Down the Mountain.
She'll be coming down the mountain.
So it's a strange mix of emotion for you, audience. It's both
Yeehaw.
exhilarating, but slightly frightening.
I'm frightened by how exhilarated I feel.
You guys feel the blood rushing to your heart, guys?
I mean, mine's not going to my heart, but no.
Wait a minute.
Your blood's always
in the
going to your
mountain?
heart. Just to go to your heart to go anywhere else.
Oh shoot, I usually feel it going to my legs. It's usually going to my brain, guys. I don't know.
Well, that's the problem.
It's
If it
actually
goes
going to your
directly,
heart twice before it goes anywhere else.
that's
You know what? That makes sense though. That explains why Tobiyashi keeps passing out.
the blood keeps going
That
from
blood is
his
going
legs
to-
to his brain and then to his heart.
Guys, I'm feeling really light right now.
Alright.
Just as Remy is finishing this ritual cast, the second horse only has a few moments left. Probably, damn, Tobiyashi's gone.
Nope.
Sorry, too much blood rushed to his brain.
Yeah.
I'm up, guys. What happened?
He stood on his
died.
hands and suddenly all the blood came back to his brain. It's because of your passive perception. Remy is busy ritual casting, so his passive perception is a bit taken, but yours isn't, and there's an odd shadow moving from the mountain. It's quite large, actually. It either very large or very small and close, but you're going with very large. Seems to be towering, and the word is not exaggerated in any way. But judging from the distance, it's not a problem. Remy's going to finish ritual casting, but it's an ominous shadow. What's the least you can say about it?
Hey guys, this might be the blood rushing to my head. No, I'm kidding. There's a very ominous shadow coming from the mountain. You're muted.
I went where the mountains are calling to me.
That way. You see it like that? You can see the shadow.
Do I? I'll roll perception for you and tell you if I see it.
Because someone is pointing in the right direction, I can give you advantage on your roll.
Okay, that's a 17.
Right.
Also because I'm on Magna, which helps.
Well, technically, no, you are on the Phantom
You're
Steed.
on the
No,
right,
I summoned.
Tiger.
No, I summoned Magna. I was on Magna.
No, we had to.
Magna's not as fast.
Oh, did I desummon Magna?
Well, I think you can just shove her back into that space.
I
No.
don't think.
Fine Steed doesn't have a
Yeah,
magic space.
Yes, you probably.
I thought
don't.
I was on Magna.
No.
Okay.
Magna is not
But
fast
no.
enough.
I should not have had a level 2 spot because I thought I summoned Magna last session. Oh well. Okay. Never mind. I get one level 2 slot back.
Okay.
Alright.
So you look in the distance where Tobiashi is pointing, and he's kind of right. There does seem to be a shadow that looks a bit like a tower.
A tower. Interesting.
In the sense that it's very tall and slim.
Looks kind of like a tower. But I don't know if it's moving. It might be moving.
It wasn't
in which
there
case
before.
It's alive.
It wasn't there before, so it's either a moving tower or it's a moving creature. But
Remy. Oh no, Remy's busy. Remy, can I see your spyglass?
He's distractingly giving you a spyglass.
Okay.
Yeah, just like turns one page, takes the other hand in that moment, tosses it.
I'll catch the spyglass. Well, let me. If I don't roll in that one, I'll catch the spyglass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll catch the spyglass.
Oh no, it falls in the water.
With the 19, I think I got the spyglass.
Easily.
And then I will look through it towards where the shadow is.
Well, it's looking through that spyglass. It even helps you feel that this is not a small thing. This is not something it's not like these elementals that you saw earlier, which were maybe 15 feet high. This is taller. This is more in the cusp of 20 or 30 feet tall. But it's so far away that it's hard to tell its shape. But you can definitely tell there is a bit of sway. So, feels like something walking slowly.
Okay.
But because it's so far away, and because with that spyglass you have a better idea of how far it is, Remy's gonna have time to finish his ritual casting before it gets here. So
Okay. I'll just keep an eye on it. Well, Remy finishes virtual casting, so to see if I can make out any more details during that time.
only one.
I will track its movement.
Only one thing. You know that it's moving. Over the next 2 or 3 minutes that was left for Remy to finish, you are convinced that this is moving. And this is definitely something in the cusp of 30 feet tall. Very slim. Not a lot of creature can answer to that kind of silhouette. But as you're watching this, there seems to be a second calling for you specifically. You feel it. This exhilaration growing as this is moving forward. You only have one certitude. It's not that that's giving you this feeling. It's something with it.
After Remy's finishing some of the seeds, I'll hand it back a spyglass and be like, I need to go face that thing, whatever it is.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
It calls to me.
The feeling that you're experiencing, audience, is very similar to when you were training and you were just starting to figure out where your place was amongst the other trainees. You were dueling a lot, wanting to figure out who's better than me and who am I better than. That feeling that you have is very similar to when you were facing someone that you thought had some elements over you, maybe in raw power or raw agility, but not everything better than you.
Well, I mean, no one ever had more raw power, more raw agility than me, so, but, I mean, no.
Just boundless stamina.
No, okay.
Calm down, Remy.
The horses
Alright.
are summoned, and the group needs to move on. It's about 2 hours before nightfall, and you know that even if you stay here, 2 hours might not be enough for whatever it is to catch up. There is a chance that where you're going, there might be fortification, or at least the ruins of fortified positions.
Mm,
I mean, I'll follow you guys. I'm not going to split off from the group. It'll come find me. I can feel that we are linked by the bonds of destiny.
that's reassuring.
Is the air up here light or something? Is the audience going crazy?
I don't know.
From inside of you, Fisher, you hear, well, not more than usual anyway.
Yeah.
Do you not
Right,
hear the
exactly.
drums of battle beating within your heart?
I don't have a heart.
Okay, somebody play the drums of liberation for me. Sorry.
The drums of chilling the fuck out.
Alright, it's fine. We're helping Fisher find his parents.
You don't know why, but for some reason, Remy wants to be sitting in front of audience now.
Do you not feel the throb deep in your loins of battle?
Don't have those either.
So you get
He's certainly very aware that your sword is ready to be drawn at any moment.
I do have one of those.
all right. So you get back on the horse, and with probably slightly reluctantly, audience, you see the shadow slowly diminishing in size as the horses move at incredibly fast speed.
I mark its passage and kind of where it seemed the general direction it was heading on my map.
It seems to be in the same general heading as you're going.
Okay. As I said, it'll find me. Fate has its ways.
The
Is
next
this something you're going to be doing by yourself, or like, are we supposed to be helping you with this, or very specifically not helping you with this, or?
I might go on my own.
Okay.
We'll see. Let's go help you with your thing first. I'm being a good friend right now.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Little did you know that
It is a little off-putting. It's a little hard to focus on my thing when you keep saying your thing is actively hunting you down.
I don't think it wants you. I think it wants me.
Okay, yes, but you're with me.
I'll leave when I feel it get close. I feel like I will feel it get close.
You see, audience is practicing the ancient technique of edging.
Oh boy. Uh-huh.
All right. We heard some echo.
What? Just
All right,
keeping your
all-
enemy at
yeah.
the edge of your peripheral at all times.
Yeah.
What else could I be talking about?
No idea.
What else could it be?
Okay. Yeah, well. Okay.
Fisher is unsettled by Remy's look. You don't know why, but it feels like he was saying this with his eyes. So you get back on the horse and once again move forward. At the end of this third hour, when once again the horse starts losing their shape and suddenly feel less and less present. I was going to say another word, but I think we gave enough for Remy for one day. You find yourself in front of this abandoned town. Like all of the others, the main gates have been pushed in, destroyed. You can see zombies moving about on the outside. Now, from the outside, it's a bit hard to judge what you can do. There's nothing that helps you figure out anything about this. You don't have an advantageous position, so you don't know if there is actually something inside a large tower, a strong laboratory or anything like this. You'd have to go inside. And there doesn't seem to be any roads, at least no official one, leaving from any sides of this town. So, what are you going to do? It's a town, so you know that there can be several thousands undeads in there, judging from the last town you met.
Mm-hmm. The workshop, I think, is very specifically near a station, not in it.
I remind you that Jorg is still with you. I just can't give you the answers to the puzzles you have.
But you said there's no obvious
No, you
way.
can't see from the outside of the town. You can't see any signs that would indicate that there is a laboratory inside, or what kind of road may be branching off from the center of town.
Okay. Hey, George, wanna scout again? You've been doing a great job so far.
Yeah, I've been blown up once. Don't fancy do this again.
What if we...
Give me the brick.
How would you set it off?
Ice knife.
That's a good point.
Yes, but then you would have to not be a bird, and then you would be where the brick is.
Also, last I remember, he spent all his spell slots, so he couldn't cast Ice Knife even if he had it prepared.
No, I've been holding on to this, guys, but I have an ice bomb. Totally not related.
Fine, I'll go. I can still transform once. So, what do you want me to look for?
Another road leading to where the workshop might be. Which...
Alright, fine.
So, any road that's not kind of the main road coming out that we just came in, or I guess the one that keeps going.
Fine. Hold on. Transformed into an owl, and he starts flying off. Of course, you have this moment of every moment he spends in there, there is less and less light, and more of a chance that you'll actually need to sleep in here before the morning, before the night falls. So you wait and you wait. It takes him about 15 minutes, and you see him coming back, just moving a little odd. Remy, you recognize this odd movement as a bird missing a few tail feathers. He comes back, arrives in front of all of you, change back, and these runners, they can also jump. There is a sign at the center of town, pointing toward the different places. There's a small, it's more of a trail. It's more of a trail than a road, leading toward the east. Audience, you feel the drums inside of you when he says the east. Jumanji.
Hey, you guys want to play a board game?
So,
Remy, pull it out. I mean, wait, not okay.
And saved.
Oh.
Yo, Toby. First
No,
a
I'm at
date,
the board.
now
At the board, get the board.
first a date and now this.
God damn it. God's.
You know,
damn it.
Rami always suspected that Tobiyashi had it in for Rami's pecker.
Yeah, your beak is very masculine.
Very strong.
Nice size, above average.
All right. So, now I'm stuck with images that I did not want. So, yeah, it's more of a trail leading from center of town. It's going to the east. There's a small door that's been carved out. It's been completely pushed in, so, but it's moving from the east, and it does say laboratory. At least I think it says laboratory. It looks like laboratory, but the writing is a bit faded, and their language here is it's not exactly the same as ours. There are a few differences.
Yeah, he couldn't tell if it was a B or a V.
No, I think he knows it's a B, because if it was a V, actually, that's why he's missing a few tail feathers.
All right. Well, it looks like we know where we need to go.
Yep.
Let's ride.
All right. Remy takes a
We
few.
ride at dawn. Sorry.
Actually, well, let's ride now so that we don't have to wait until dawn out here.
Well, fortunately, yeah, since now you don't have your train. Fortunately, I'm assuming that Remy decided to ritual cast while Jorg was away.
Well, he couldn't guarantee that Jorg was going to come back, so...
Well, All right, so if you want to have waited until he came back, that's okay.
Well, no, I'm suggesting
Okay.
that like he doesn't know if Jorg's going to come back, so might as well just prep the horses,
Yeah, you never
the
know.
steeds now.
You might have to leave him behind. He might have been. He might have come back with a bunch of runners on his tail. So 5 minutes later, you finish the casting and he just starts moving again, going around town, and finding a trail is not that hard. There do seems to have been a few markers left, little fence that's mostly been destroyed, but you can recognize bits and pieces of it. It used to be made of stone, so it withstood a little bit of the passage of time. As the day starts slowly fading and the night creeping toward all of you one step at a time, you start seeing less and less. There's a point where the trail you're following seems to stop. And you have that moment of, oh damn, we're lost. Just when you have this thought that comes into your mind, you see two bright lights, maybe 100 feet from one another, on each side. Well, one seems to be a little bit further, but one to the right, one to the left, pointing in your direction. You have a moment where your stomach just falls in and you recognize that light as being two arcane ballistas pointed right in your direction.
Sniper, get down!
Doug, where?
Hold on, I have the music for this.
Well, hell.
Dun, 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 dun.
You'll see audience literally shove Remy's horse in front of him to take the... He doesn't have Magnet to do it for him.
I'd like to summon my giant mole to dig down as fast as it can.
Oh man, we're in Avatar: The Last Airbender. You have moles now. So you have this moment of, God damn it, and just as you're about to all decide to scatter, try to hide as best you can, you hear a voice that just screams, "Hold on! Hold on! That sounds familiar! Can't you hear it? Shut the tower down, I said!" And you see the power of one tower just going... I know this, I recognize that sound. Someone in there was made by Akam and Umans. Who's there? Come forward.
I'm not that loud, am I?
I knew it!
All of us, the rest of the party just staring at you like, do
You know,
not
just
let
look
us
around
get
like-
shot right now.
You know,
I know
Raimi
I'm
wasn't
loud,
gonna,
but that's kind of insane, right?
I mean, Raimi wasn't gonna say anything, but he's actually had to like incrementally block out all of the armor noises that you make whenever you move.
Fisher, he's the one with the big gun. Please step forward and talk to the man.
Okay, Dad. I will, yeah. Yeah, that would be me. I am pretty sure, at least.
There's another one! There's another one! Come on, open up the lights. Don't leave him in the dark. Come on. Occult! And you see there's a huge spotlight that opens and you're suddenly completely blinded by this light and
Ah, my eyes.
Raimi, back of mind, I want it.
It takes just a few moments, and you try and open up your eyes just for a moment, and hold on. There's no mist around you right now. You can clearly see, and you see this large machine, medium, but really bordering on the large, arriving, walking in your direction, wearing strong armor. It's giving off a little bit of the same sensation as audience might have, and he's moving toward all of you. Yeah. Let me see the symbol. He's pointing at you, Fisher.
Yeah, just give me a second. I'll like twist around and move my armor a little bit.
We have guests. Who are they? Are they good? Do we have to eat them, kill them, feed them to the plants?
They're good. You eat. That's an option.
Well, you never know. One of them doesn't look like a human. You actually look like someone I've seen before. And he points at you, audience, when he says this. You smell like someone I know when he points toward Jorg. And you? Huh. Tobiyashi? Oh, yeah. You have an odd smell. Other than that, it can be normal for humans.
I love how he
don't smell that
casually
bad.
insinuated that Raimi was the one that might have been the source of food.
You never know. They might have been forcing you to do something. There's been a whole lot of those in the past few hundred years. So, come on in. Don't stay outside. Salt Ward is going to keep out most undead, but, when they get a little frisky, Salt Wards aren't supreme undead repellent. They can be overwhelmed by abundant numbers of them. So, come on, in. Don't be shy.
Okay. And you are.
Oh, I'm Chief. Well, at least that's what everyone calls me.
How? Sorry.
How?
Okay.
Oh, nothing.
What? Okay.
A little surprised to find people here.
Well, it's debatable. It's a little bit better than people. I'm not made of flesh. It's a good. I think it's a good upgrade.
Are you saying that we could be? You could.
Are you saying we aren't people?
I'm saying we're different.
I'm using people as kind of a broad.
Right. Gotta remember, you haven't been in here for all that long. Only be getting hints that there might be someone else for the past few, weeks. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, we've only been here for a couple weeks, if that's what you're asking.
You see another machine coming in. This one looks a bit like a spider. It has 8 legs. 2 of them are just risen up, and he's just crawling toward all of you. And then you're like, guess. Ah, that's interesting. Ah, yes, I can see. You've been made. Ah, yeah. Well, you're not. Ah, that's slightly disappointing. Yeah, he's looking at you, Fisher, just going around you like a nervous fox. Just. Yeah.
What?
Okay.
What?
That's interesting. That's an interesting design choice.
Hello?
Rude.
Oh yeah. 1 second.
Where's that armor came from? That looks a little bit crude, to be honest. It's still
I mean,
efficient.
well, it was kind of salvaged
Oh yeah, that.
and then put back together.
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. The people that actually put you back together didn't do that better of a job. Oh damn. Occult really needs.
Well, I did get
Occult.
myself blown up.
Oh yeah, that explains it. Well, Occult really needs to take a look at you. He might be able to help you out, at least in some ways. Oh. And they only gave you 2 arms? Oh, damn.
Is that not? Never mind.
Chief only has 2 arms, so it's he looks like a very large humanoid. That's all.
All right.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. And he starts moving toward everyone else as you're all moving closer to that a structure that initial walls seems to have been damaged a long time ago and faded off, but it only seems to be the outer wall. Inside, you can actually see there are more structures and protection, and there actually seems to be a little bit of activity inside. You see a little light just moving inside. You notice that there's someone else watching you as you're entering this place. Remy, you recognize there's a flicker of light on a tall tower at the center of this place. The one that's crawling on the floor just looks at all of you one after the other. He looks at you, Remy. I don't think that your people had design choices. I really wouldn't have given you those legs.
Looks down at his legs, suddenly feeling self-conscious.
You know, I can try and upgrade it. I can always chop them up. Give you new ones.
Why don't we leave the upgrading to the constructed folks?
Oh, okay. That's fine. I understand. I understand what you're saying. I also think that your friend, and he's pointing toward audience, has a few design flaws, just like every one of these PCs. That's okay. All right, then he starts just crawling back toward the walls. Chief just looks at you and says, you get used to him after a while.
Okay.
Yeah, now I understand why all those spotlights are here, because the amount of shade that gets thrown in this place must be.
You see,
So,
as you're reaching, you were about to say something?
yeah. How long have y'all been here? Or have you been here the whole time?
Well, no. Well, that depends on how you're looking at this, honestly. I can tell by your insignia that you're most likely my little brother. But to be honest, Rek would probably be your little brother. Unfortunately, he's not here right now. He's on a scavenging mission. But that would be an interesting thing to see. I'm not sure. I think Tender might actually be more of a twin sister for you.
Dang, Fisher got a sister?
Fisher lore?
Calm down.
Wait, was
audience.
someone trying to upgrade my arm?
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, this is a lot. How long have you all been sentient?
Oh, well, that varies. I was the first one. I've been sentient for nearly 300 years. The last one is Saber. He's also outside, just doing runs. Bit of a contemplative person, I'd say. Only been awake for 10 years, so. But
Oh,
we've,
oh.
we've all been made roughly in the same century as you, I think. So, really, it depends on how you want to watch this.
Mm-hmm. So 3 is kind of short.
Only 3 years. Oh wow. Okay. Well, that's a little brother. Okay.
Well, it's different out there. I guess assuming y'all are from have never been outside
No.
the Isles, that is.
I mean, I can understand this. It's honestly, I mean, in grand total, we were nearly 50, but right now you're only the 9th one to come back. The Spire has been looking for a lot of us. We're apparently very good designs, and every time he can get his hand on one of us, he just takes us apart, and figure a new model out. And everything becomes miserable for everyone. Well, at least that's what our last visitor said.
Who's your last visitor, if you don't mind?
Oh, they left. It was about 90 years ago. It was a human. He's looking to flee from the Spire. Told us a whole lot of stories about everything that happened. And to be quite honest, ever since he told all of us about all of this, we've been trying not to leave this island.
That makes sense. Anyway, sorry, names. The many-legged one said
Amalgam.
Colt would want to look at me.
Oh, Colt, yes. Our resident inventor, researcher, arcane specialist. In D&D term, artificer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's probably gonna wanna look at you a little bit. You know, you look like you've been put back together quite a few times. There might be a few inconsistencies. You know? We don't have the necessary equipment to make important modifications, but you appear to have suffered a few important ones, so maybe you know some. Maybe we can help you figure out how to untie a few knots.
Yeah, I've figured out a little bit.
Yeah, well.
But there's not a lot of information outside of, or at least not as good information.
Well, you know, it's understandable. Our fathers were born on the islands. They weren't banished here. So it's understandable that there's nothing that went outside. Good people. I'm pretty sure that the barrier would have left them out. But, you know, just like everyone else, judgment is hard on oneself. You're never sure. You're always wondering if what you did was too much or too little, maybe. Because you can be guilty of doing too little. All right. Well, here it is. And he points toward the inside of the complex. And as you enter, you see that it's actually very impressive. Half of this complex has been turned into a huge garden with a large variety of plants growing. And as well, that's Tender and Sis's fault. They do like to tend to their plants and also a few animals. On this side, he points toward the other side, you have Occult's laboratory, and the tower that goes up is where Spy lives. Mostly watch around and do a little bit of scouting. He's the one that heard you coming. Yeah, I think...
Am I really that loud, or is he just really good?
Oh, no.
Well, your thunder thighs will save lives.
You can't hear it?
Hear what?
Well, we can all hear ourselves. Not talking, just we know when we're there. It's sort of like a beacon.
I try and listen.
I'd like to roll to listen.
Make a wisdom roll.
Just straight wisdom.
Yeah.
15.
15. You sort of have you have an odd reaction to this as you're just listening there, trying to understand what he's saying, and you have this moment where you say you have this. Yeah, I think I know what you're saying, and then you hear Terranad say, "No, that's just you trying to imagine that you can't hear it."
Well, you're not being helpful.
What did you say?
Do you hear anything?
Chef is talking to you. Chief is talking to you. What were you saying?
Oh, I have a artifact
Oh,
installed in my chest.
really? I've never met one.
You don't want to meet this one.
You don't want to.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll take your word for it. I'm so sorry for you meeting this artifact. Why don't you take it out?
He's very helpful, just in a very grating
Condescending way.
Oh, yes. Well, like Tender would say, it's good to be kept humble.
Raimi actually minor illusions the image of Fisher, like the like I keep forgetting what the actual the specific phrasing was, like I'm with stupid, like written on his face.
Oh yes, that's interesting. That's all right. Well, I'm guessing that's not you who actually wrote that there. So okay, that's that intriguing. Oh, forgive me. This is almost night, and your friend seems to be sleeping in the corner. Maybe you'd like to go to bed.
Wake up, Sam.
I'm awake.
I think the joke here was that Jorg was the one that's like sleeping in the corner with his blanket.
Also true. Yes. Do you guys have beds?
Well, yes, actually, we have. This place has entertained before. It's a bit old, and if you are not afraid of sleeping in dead mold, I'm sure that everything's going to be fine. We've never lost anyone to the molds, anyway.
That'll probably be fine, right?
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. No,
I don't know what that is.
Sure. It'll be great.
Are you guys saying I could get a robot arm?
No, Toby. You have enough with your weird blood right now.
Suddenly the eight-legged one's like
Well,
shows up again. It's just
right
like,
there.
No, actually, I was about to say, Toby, when you say this, you feel something rubbing on your left leg, and you see Malgam there, the one that wanted to cut Remy's legs off, and he rubs on you the same way a cat would, with his head first, and then turn around, and it feels like a spider is rubbing himself on you. For honestly,
I have to ask: is it like a full spider, or is it just like spider legs on a humanoid torso, or is it like a full like Drider looking thing?
Closer to a Drider, I'd say. Yeah.
I go, and I kind of like jump back a little bit.
Yeah, Toby, you already got orange blood, man. You do not need more stuff done to your body.
You hear Malgam just go, "You smell nice. Can I have a bite?" And he tries to bite you.
No. I'm gonna push him back.
I will say, I will look at Malgam. I'll be like, his blood actually tastes really good. Tastes like sweets.
No!
Okay, no.
I start running
biting,
away.
my friend.
I'm gonna run away.
Well, I actually did roll an attack roll, so he did actually try to bite you, and you have this moment of, "Hey, get it off, get it off, get it off, get it off!" He rolled a total of 18, so you managed to push him off as he's trying to bite your leg.
That is my AC though.
18? I thought it was 19.
It's 18.
Oh, damn. Then in that case, he does take a bite.
No!
You saw...
like, well, that's 48 piercing damage.
No!
48? No, dude, that's like 16,000. This guy got-
Yeah. Sorry.
No,
you're dead.
you just take 5 points of piercing damage as you feel his
Ow! Fuck!
teeth just bite inside of your calves. Ah! It tastes a bit like smelly weed. Audience, you know this is a common name that's almost never used anymore, but you've heard it before when you were traveling at sea. It's a very common spice that has a flavor very similar to that of oranges.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Jesus Christ! That hurt!
Okay. Yeah.
And you just see him scuttle away.
Please don't bite, my friend.
You see him scuttle away, and you hear that little giggle as he's crawling into a little small hole. It just seems to all just go like a spider.
Especially Toby. He's been known to lethally react to.
I just start wailing. No, like, I lightning bolt him twice. No, I'm just kidding.
What?
Ow, am I gonna get infected with? Do I gotta get like a tetanus shot? What the fuck? Does he just
No.
bite people?
Someone else has your blood now. You're just getting more experiments done on you.
You see Chief going, I'm gonna have to go to Tender. You know, she's our local healer. Just to make sure. But there is an actual antiseptic that just oozes out of his saliva, so you're probably not gonna get any infections. Just gonna sting a little bit.
I feel like I'm turning. I'm gonna become Spider-Man.
I'm sure you'll be fine, Toby.
Okay. All right.
He's actually meant to be a scavenger unit to eat decomposing things. So yeah, don't worry. He's actually he's equipped with very powerful disinfectant. So
Maybe you're decomposing, Toby. Maybe that's why he likes you.
Shit. Maybe. I'm just slowly dying. My blood.
So here we go. These are the beds. Have a good rest. Tender will be by soon, and who knows? Maybe Maybe you also, and he looks toward you, Fisher. Maybe you'll also meet your other sister. We call her Sis, but because it's the first time that you meet her, maybe just call her Citron instead of Sis. Because she doesn't like it when we say Sis, because she doesn't like to be reminded that she was originally made to be a cistern.
What does that mean?
She's really large and can hold a whole lot of water.
Oh, a cistern.
Yes. That's
Oh.
That's why she doesn't like it when we say sis.
You just see
I heard
audience
sister,
crack. You just see
and I was
audience
like-
cracking up in a corner.
And,
God, I have so many sister jokes I can now tell Fisher.
and that. And why do you need a? Never mind. I feel like if I get too much into why they tried certain things, it's just gonna come down to
That's how we were designed.
Well,
yeah.
at least she wasn't built to be an assistant.
Alright, so just change a few letters around. Call her Citron instead. Just maybe for the first time at least.
Otherwise, she might give you a swirly. Oh, yeah.
Everyone, have a pleasant night. Don't let the bugs bite. You hear a cackle in the distance. You recognize
Jesus
Malgam laughing. Don't worry, he usually doesn't bite during the night. Have a
Usually.
pleasant night.
Yeah. Real quick before you go, I noticed you
Yes.
had some arcane ballistas set
yes.
up. Do you know an easy way to shut down arcane ballistas?
Oh yeah. Other than blowing them up right in your face. And
Yeah,
almost.
we tried that. It was not super effective.
No, I would
I mean,
agree.
it worked. It was just a little.
We almost died.
Oh. Right, so that was the explosion we heard. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
We'd like to be able to shut down the turrets that are at the capital city.
Yeah.
You guys could hear that far away?
It was a pretty big explosion as someone who was in the middle of it.
You remember that Fisher and audience couldn't hear for about 10 minutes after that explosion.
You just see audience rub his ear. It's still just ringing
Yeah.
sometimes.
What'd you say?
What?
Ah!
Right, maybe Tender can evaluate this also. Make sure that your hearing at least comes back at one point during your life. Well, to be honest, no, I don't know any ways to just disable them. Occult figured out a way to temporarily disable one using a small throwable device. This is how we were able to dismantle two of them and just put them on the laboratory.
Well, how long temporary disable them?
Maybe a few
What
minutes.
is temp?
That would be awesome.
Like enough to get a train through, or no?
Depends on how fast your train is.
Normal train.
Okay.
I don't know. Like,
Um,
what were we normally going, Fisher? 40
30.
miles per hour? 30, 40?
on the island, Fisher, you didn't push the train further than 25 miles. But you know
Wow.
that it can go faster.
Yeah.
Let's say 30 max.
Well, the thing is to aim it before it fires on you, because they have the range on you. But hey, if you're brave enough to walk close enough to fire this, yeah, it can probably disable it. And well, you'd need quite a few of them. Because I'm assuming that if you want to disable some, there are only one left in the front, but most of the back is still active. So I'm guessing you want to disable the back. So
2. We have to disable 2.
oh, okay. Well, at least. I mean, sure. I can ask Occult to try and make a few disabling device. It's not a guarantee. We had to use 6 on a single one before it actually worked. No, yeah, it's it's a very interesting fitness workout trying to disable one.
Was it not? Yeah, was it not shooting at you?
Oh yes, absolutely. It took us 5 years to get those two ballistas.
We don't have 5 years.
No.
Well, you do. He looks at you, Fisher. Yeah, I'm not sure about them. Well, specifically about him. And he points toward Remy.
But
well,
not.
Judging by his heart rate and the speed at which he's breathing, I think he has a very limited lifespan.
How about this? What if we use the bomb and then Remy's heart starts beating even faster?
What if we had something that could go and drop a bunch of the devices on a turret?
We don't know
Would
if
that
the
be more
debuff
effective?
stack.
Well, that's why I was asking. They said it took 6.
Yeah, probably, but the towers are the ballistas are programmed by default to fire on magical objects. So,
so it would fire on anything carrying the.
well, there's always a way to hide them, but your delivery system will need to be purely organic without any magical object protecting him, hiding him, or anything like this.
We could do that,
Okay.
but.
Would it be, you guys wouldn't happen to have anything that could just make our train look non-magical, would you?
You have like a cloak of non-magic.
Like a non-detection spell,
Well,
if that's what that spell can do. I think it can.
well, not trying to make a pun here, but Occult can probably find a way to occult your train for a short period of time. I don't know. It's going to be risky. It's definitely going to be harder to hit you. The best cloaking magic we have, they can sometimes see through them. So it's it's like when you're trying to counter a spell, you know.
It only sometimes works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's-
Depending on the will of gods. I've heard they might be called dice. No, I don't know.
Dice gods. Okay.
Yes, everybody knows of their prophet, RN Jesus.
I swear our audience is getting more crazy by the minute.
He's
You
just
get bit by
antsy.
something? Oh, he's ain't. Okay.
There's this fight coming up, and he's starting to lose it.
Right. Well, we can definitely discuss all of this in the morning.
All right.
I'll go see
Yeah.
Occult. I'll ask him if there's anything he can do for you. He likes working throughout the night. He's a bit of a night owl.
We'd appreciate it.
Well-
Let him know if there are any materials or anything that would help him that we could maybe pick up.
Yeah, sure.
Or maybe have on us. That maybe... I don't know. We got some cool stuff. We're cool.
If you say so. He looks at you, Fisher, sort of for to have that moment of affirmation.
No,
Are they
actually,
cool?
we're really cool. I'm cool.
Fisher does like a little. Yeah.
I'm just sitting there.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just sitting there shaking from the cold.
Tending to that bite wound.
Alright. Toby, it looks like you need some sleep, so let's get some rest.
Alright, well. Good night.
Oh, by the way, one last thing. If some large shadow in the middle of the night comes up to the encampment and asks for me, let me know, and I'll go talk to it.
Right, alright, no problem. Does it have a name?
I have no
Wow.
idea.
Oh, okay.
It'll be large, and it'll probably be menacing, and maybe it'll be like, come get me, or I'm gonna kill you all, but like, don't actually like fight it, just like, come get me.
Huh. And he looks at you, Fisher. Sort of with that look in his eyes. Is he honest about this? Is he for real?
I think so.
Okay. All right.
He's
Okay.
going crazy.
I'll take a detour and go warn Spy about this. Okay.
This kind of reminded me of 9, the movie. No, never mind. Okay, let's keep going.
So, anything else?
No, that's it for me.
That's it.
I guess should I go see a cult now, or do you want to?
I'm sure you also
We
need
wait.
at least a little bit of rest because it's actually a bit of walk to here. So, I mean, even us, we need to have a few moments of downtime. Otherwise, we just stop functioning. You do not want to be stuck walking back here with a energy reserve that just doesn't help you. Especially when you have an undead. You know, you just keep moving, trying to move forward, and he's moving at the same speed as you behind, and you just keep hearing that. Oh!
All right. Yeah. Okay. We'll talk in the morning. I guess.
Well, but you know your own energy reserves. So, if you want to go talk to anyone, go ahead. I'm not your father. I'm your brother. I'm actually your older brother. I'm pretty sure. And he leaves the
Who
room.
hasn't even met their nephew.
This is weird, guys.
What? The fact that your sister's like a toilet, or
Hey, wait, a toilet? I thought she held water.
I'm teasing. for
Audience,
sure.
do you
It's
know
okay.
what a cistern is?
Yes, but it's more fun to call her a toilet.
That's so far.
I go lay in bed while they're
She,
bickering.
she has a real
They're-
potty mouth.
They're both large. They're both large things
What
that hold water.
toilets do you know of?
Actually, I don't know if toilets are. I don't know.
Good night.
What? Both a
right.
toilet anywhere near the size of a cistern
No, not in the.
and a cistern anywhere near the size of a toilet would both be useless.
Well,
I
depends
just
how
hand
large.
audience the pot that I picked up. There you go.
Yeah, that's your toilet.
Well, it's like a tank, right? It's like a tank for storing water, and
Yeah.
it can be part of
Yeah,
flushing a
it's-
toilet.
The tank for storing lots of water.
But in like medieval,
Like,
Well,
Tap.
gnomish medieval, maybe, but
Yeah.
No, you can easily imagine gnomes putting a huge water cistern above a toilet so that it's continually fed with water as they, don't want this to smell a lot. You can easily imagine this. It's very gnomish in idea.
it's okay, audience. I
yeah,
understand.
the most common Well,
limited
okay, it was
by
more the water, but like, right, the most common uses for cistern water, and we're like flushing toilets, cleaning laundry, and watering gardens.
Okay, I mean, I can see.
From inside,
Okay.
from inside of you, Fisher, you hear, "Are you gonna let him make fun of your sister?"
I haven't met her yet.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sorry, Fisher. I won't mock your sister. I'm sure she's a lovely lady, or robot,
Maybe.
or whatever.
I don't. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Construct.
Oh, good.
Audience, you're digging yourself
Of
deeper.
his day trying to sleep with her.
I'm not.
I would be impressed if you found a way.
All right. Anyway,
And
I
she's a
probably.
real machine in the bedroom.
Anyway, I might die tomorrow. I feel a big battle stirring in
Yeah,
my
okay,
bones, so I'm gonna pass out.
You want to explain this?
No, guys, stop talking. I'm trying to sleep.
Okay. Good night, Toby.
Toby, sit your side ass character down and sleep. I'm talking.
What?
Okay.
Wow. You know what? I'm leaving the group. I'm leaving. I walk into the unknown. I'm gonna go find this thing before you do.
Kill steal.
I'm joking.
I open up the portal in the middle of the night and I take the bomb.
No.
Oh, good lord.
You see, there are the Harry Potters of a story, then there are the Ron Weasleys, and then there are...
Is this the fucking? Is this the explanation from the Shark Tale? So there's. I hate it.
Don't worry, Tobiyashi. You're the Neville Longbottom of the group. You know, you only be useful at the last moment.
No.
Hey,
So
listen,
mean.
Neville turned into a Chad. For that final fight, he was a badass.
That's what I said.
That's true.
He's only gonna be useful for the last fight.
So mean. I'm leaving the group.
and made to suffer so that the protagonist...
Yeah, character growth.
Alright.
All right. So,
Oh, yeah, okay, so sorry, Fisher. Well, I don't know. I mean, I told you I had the dream, right? About the thing in the east.
Mm-hmm.
The undead robot guy.
And
And then I felt a stirring when I looked towards the mountains, like something calling me. And then I felt another stirring from the creature. And then I felt like the creature is coming towards us. That's all I know. And I felt like the creature was beatable by me, but also would be a very tough challenge and might be slightly stronger than me.
Okay, is this... Okay.
I don't know. I'm not actually sure. I haven't felt this way about anything except maybe the dragon champion girl. I kind of felt that way about her a little bit, but it was a little different.
Okay.
Long shot, but could maybe insight the situation?
okay. What exactly do you want to try and
I mean,
out?
within the limited scope of like what Raimi is literally capable of, but it's just like trying to like see if, based off of audience's description of like what he's been experiencing and what he's been feeling, possibly trying to piece together like what kind of forces would actually be governing this.
That would be
and like the intention of it.
That would be investigation.
I mean, the same for me regardless, but Why did I roll this die? I say that because like it's the one where it's just like when the light is just wrong, I can barely read the face.
Okay.
21.
21. Well, you haven't read a whole lot about this, so it's hard to be certain. And to be quite honest, audience would probably be able to confirm the possibility. But he is the champion of a god. Are you okay, Tobiyashi? Okay.
Just planning my revenge.
Okay.
Toby's planning out how he's gonna kick my ass.
It's okay.
I've been building my character just to counter. No, just like.
Well, you've been trying to build an army to fight against whatever he's going to dish out. So
That is true. That is true.
Toby is actively building an army to counter my religion.
Bob is building an army and he needs your help.
I need you. It's just Toby on the sign.
So, Remy,
It's gonna be called the Battle of the Beat Brothers.
they're just gonna beat it out until one of them passes out.
That's the end of the show, folks.
So, Remy, because of how involved audience feels in this, audience is the champion of a god. So, maybe the champion of another god is coming to challenge him. For paladins, this is significant because whomever wins will be stealing a little portion of the other god's power and giving it to his own. That's what happens when this kind of duel happens. So another god has sniffed out audience and has sent his champion to face audience. You can't be sure. You don't know religion all that well. Tobiyashi and audience would be the two that would be able to confirm if this is possible. Tobiyashi, because he lives his entire life in a monastery, and so has been very involved with also priests, and audience, because it's his job. But the way that he describes this, the feeling he has, the exhilaration, this challenge of something that might have sent his champion. Of course, a god who would do this would believe that his champion will be able to beat the other champion, because it has godly stakes in this.
Like Rainy now has a bit more of a worried look on his face.
As Remy is looking, audience and Fisher is talking, and Fisher, and then suddenly you have this revelation in your mind, Remy, where you just go, So, are you going to do something with this information before the break or after the break?
Well, audience is going to bed. So if you have anything to say to him, it has to happen before.
I think the best way that Raimi could possibly bring this up because I'm not sure if he has the vocabulary necessarily to express it, but I'm betting all on red.
Yeah, I'm sure audience can understand that.
Nope.
Audience is looking at you with a confused look.
Not with the 3, he can't.
Not even with a confused look. He's just
I
getting
don't even think
sleepy.
audience pays attention to it. To be honest with the 3.
You talk to him and you just see him go. So, do you make another try, or do you think about this during the night?
It's like he's gonna try that one more time, the same phrase. I bet no on red, and then immediately switches to like, on guard.
Yeah, no, audience got nothing for you.
This time he just goes. All right, well.
And I think only,
Try.
yeah, not gonna attempt a third time, but just like pats audience on the shoulder. Good luck, boyo.
All right. Well, with this, we are going to go on our break because we want people to be able to go to the bathroom. Marcel?
And Fisher isn't here.
Yeah, also that. Since this is mostly his part, so it's good if he's there. So, we're going to do Valen Be Proud and put ducks, and we're going to go to our break. Be back in 15 minutes. Bye.
Bye.
Hello, welcome back. Well, as you can see, Tobiyashi's still there, so he's not offended enough to leave, and he hasn't been
Just
eaten
crying inside.
during the night.
We did, however, have to bribe him extensively.
Yeah, he might level up before everyone else. Might. So. Oh. Quiet the environment. Alright. So, you all fell asleep, and, well, you, Fisher, probably just went into this, and you're probably glad to have this sentinel state, because it's giving you more time to integrate
Process.
everything you've just seen. Whew. Brothers? Sisters? Maybe a twin sister? Although, probably fraternal twins.
Or in the case of Construct, eternal twins.
So, you all go to sleep and think about your weird day. Tobiyashi, someone wants to eat you. Remy, audience might be facing something really bad. Fisher, I mean, you have a family. Huh. Audience. You have an odd dream today, this night. As when your attention comes back, you know, you remember Remy was talking to you, but you just fell asleep in his face. But when you open your, I think you're muted also. You open your eyes again, and instead of seeing Remy being slightly frustrated that you fell asleep while he was talking, you're looking at a wide open field. For a brief moment, it feels interesting. Sunlight, green grass. Feels good. You see that in front of you, the terrain goes down. This is when you realize that you're at the top of a hill. There's a brief moment where you realize, oh, I'm not alone. I'm not alone on that hill. You see that there's Fisher, there's Remy, there's Tobiyashi. George's not there for some reason.
That doesn't really surprise audience.
But you also see Fisher's newfound family there on top of the hill with you.
Alright.
George fell so far in the background that these new people are making a presence in audience's dreams.
Audience cares more about Fisher's new random family than he does George.
Damn. I hope he's not watching tonight. And it's odd because there's two suns in your field of view. To your left, there is a sun that's barely breaking the horizon. Looks like a dawn of some sort. And to your right, a bright and powerful midday sun. You feel the difference. You realize that there are two banners behind you. One is your banner, the banner of your god. And the other one is the banner of Sachet's god. The one who has taken an interest in you. And you look in front, and this is where you realize that, oh yeah, we're not alone. Because on the other side, you see another champion moving forward with a banner in his hand. His banner, however, is torn apart, as if it had been taken from a battlefield. There's a champion holding it, and you see an army moving behind him.
Do I see like one banner against me, or do I see like multiple banners?
You see
but, like,
one
in the
banner,
forefront?
but you see
one banner.
thousands of people behind him. And you have a brief,
That's not great.
you have a brief moment where you see, where you feel like, oh, and then you realize, oh, they're undeads. They're all undeads. This is the moment.
I'm like thinking back. I'm like, when did I piss off the god of the undead? I mean, I believe it.
I mean, I would have done it on purpose anyway, but I'd at least
But
like
what?
to remember doing it.
You hear this battle cry from the other side of the field. You hear, seek warmth, eat warmth, consume life, extinguish the light. There's a moment in your mind where that sounds, that's a tenant.
Can I roll a religion roll?
You can.
Alright. That's solid. Now, -1 to religion. Nat 20. 19.
All right. Well, you were paying very good. You were paying attention when someone told you about the different tenants. This one, however, takes you back to this little thing, this little book that actually drew your attention because, man, that undead was sexy as in the picture. You know, that armor she was wearing. Oh.
Teen audience is an interesting. Oh, and I'm still a teen. Younger teen audience.
Like if I tilt my head just right.
But it was an undead. And the only thing that comes to your mind is, this is an undead tenant. This is an undead champion. This is, as best you can say, a real death knight. It has power over the undeads. It is designed to kill the living. It hunts the living. And of course, when this comes to light with you, you have this moment where, of course, it would be drawn to me. You represent everything it hates. Everything it has been created to hunt and kill.
Alright. I guess in the dream, I'd turn back to my army, and I'd raise my mace, and I'd be like, turn their ranks to flame and shards of light, for they will only consume themselves upon our banners.
You say this and your dream ends on Malgam that just goes and he starts running in the battlefield.
Alright.
And our dream ends on this. And you wake up just... Oh, I shouldn't have fell asleep while listening to Remy. Ah.
Oh, my neck.
Yeah. Well, first thing you notice when you wake up is Jorg is not with you in the room. He left his backpack there. You even see his blanket.
He left without his blanket? Something's wrong.
Thumbs up here.
Fisher, since you stayed up and you were just absorbing everything, you saw that Tender came during the night, and when she saw that everyone was asleep, she decided to leave. But a few moments later, Jorg decided to follow her because she's a tender, so she tends to things. He wanted to see more of the plants that are in there and what they might be doing with this, because, you know, it's kind of his thing. You gotta make sure that they're not doing unspeakable stuff to the plants. It is, after all, an arcane laboratory.
He's just imagining, like, plant machines and freaking out.
You know, plant being mistreated by machines.
As opposed to, like, by manual means, like the Beat Brothers.
Yeah.
So you know he's somewhere in the grounds, either looking at a plant or making sure that an experiment is actually respectful of nature. Then you notice audience waking up with this. Oh, damn. But it is a long rest for all of you who have spells. It is completely recovered. You feel rejuvenated. You feel rested. And it is the morning. And this is the odd thing. It is morning. How do you know that? There's light coming from a window.
I look out the window.
It's not as bright as you remember the Mistle Island chain, but it is bright. And first thing you realize when you look out the window is you can't see any mist outside. Something's pushing the mist away inside of this laboratory.
Like, all the way up.
Maybe
There's like
about,
actually.
yeah, to maybe about 100 feet away from the main complex. The last damaged structure that you can see. Maybe 100 feet out from this, you can actually see.
Wild. First things first. This fish are totally unprompted by anybody, and because I obviously remembered this earlier, is going to take out Terry and give him a little, or try and do a little intro explanation before introducing him to
Well, when you open
the
the
rest
box,
of the fam.
when you open the box, there is an immediate response from Terry, who just starts writing, "Hello, it has been a long time. I was afraid something might have happened. I can't feel the sway of your travels anymore. So I wasn't sure if anything had happened. I was wondering if you were coming back."
That doesn't feel great.
Party wants to joke about the fact that he's so used to there being like quakes that this new
Yeah.
box you've given him.
So Terry, you are not allowed to tell my family that I am an abusive father.
Not abusive, absent. Also, I guess you could say locking him in his room is abusive. Is he writing in common?
Yes. Although his speech is a bit primitive. He didn't have a whole lot of people to practice on. So it's all theoretical, whatever he's saying.
I will write back with minor illusion. Yeah, I'm sorry. I've been very wary of letting you out because where we are has been very dangerous.
I see. Has the danger taken the nice woman away?
It hasn't taken her away, but we had to leave her behind for a while, unfortunately.
I see.
Sorry about that.
I would have liked to say goodbye, but that's okay.
If you want, I could contact her and you could say goodbye now.
She will be able to see me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will use my orb and dial Sachet.
the answer is quite fast. You know, just.
You mean dial Toby? Gosh.
No,
You've already been forgotten.
no. Fisher never actually set up Toby's contact, and then once
It's
he
just
gave
under
it to
Sachet
Sachet,
now, yeah.
he bothered to give her the contact.
I'm going to become the BBEG of this campaign. I swear to God.
Well, call her, and it only rings once, and it's, hello, hi. It has been, well, nearly a week. How have you all been? I didn't want to do anything that might disturb you.
Good. It's been, I mean, rough in parts, but we're at the workshop, which is interesting. And actually, the main reason I'm calling is Terry here wanted, he never got to say goodbye when we left.
Oh, this is sweet.
And then I will turn the orb toward, or move it up.
She waves at Terry, and Terry writes, hello. She also responds in writing, hello. And he starts talking with his own language, his star language. And immediately you are completely overwhelmed by what he's trying to say. Okay, no, that's, oh wow, he's talking really fast.
It's probably one of those languages too that's like super efficient in its lettering. So,
you know, the symbols also, he has symbols for letters, he has symbols for words, and he has symbols for concept. So it's a mix of, I don't know,
it's very fast.
Japanese and Spanish when they're screaming at someone. So you have this flashes of light, and suddenly it probably even wakes Tobiyashi as there's these flashes of light that nearly cause, well, I hope Tobiyashi doesn't have epileptic problem, because that would be justifiable.
I don't want to wake up for scripture practice. Oh my God.
Yes, don't worry, I've, oh goodness. And she starts trying to write in common a response. That's, oh wow. Fisher.
Why are you neglecting your kid, Fisher?
What?
You've left him inside all this time?
It's dangerous here.
Well, having been raised by people who didn't actually want to raise me,
I wasn't raised.
that can
I
explain.
don't know what I'm doing.
You sounded very defensive over here.
Well, you're hearing this conversation. She's not talking. He doesn't have the orb next to his ears, so you're there for the conversation if you want to butt in.
I don't. I just say that quietly to the side.
I just nod my head in confirmation.
Well, you know, it's better to be there and be awkwardly there than not there at all. And I know you want to protect him, but if you protect him so much that he can never see you, I'm not sure you're doing more good than harm.
Toby starts crying. I never knew my father.
Shut up, Toby.
Fisher, let me tell you the story of the princess in the Dark Tower.
Fisher, I'm pretty sure they make books about this. Like,
Wait, I get it. I'm not a good dad.
Well,
Not yet, Fisher. That's the key. There's always room
Thank
for
you.
improvement.
Like Raimi just sheds a single tear.
well, at least he knows you are trying, and that is better than knowing you're not. Now you need to focus on succeeding.
Yeah.
All right, and she starts writing in the air. All right, Terry. So, now, thank you for all of this information. I will make sure that Fisher treats you better. Thank you very much. It was very nice what you said. I hope I'll see you again soon. But for now, you need to be careful. You're going in a place that is extremely dangerous. And even though he might be clumsy about it, Fisher does not want you to die. So, it was a pleasure seeing you again. And she stops writing. Now then, I hope you will also not wait too long to contact me again. I want to know what has happened in this laboratory that you found. I am understanding from your facial expression, or at least what can gleam through it, there is a bit of a surprise. Your eyes don't seem as red as they usually are.
His seasonal allergies are ending.
Oh.
Is that interesting? Did you guys notice that?
What?
What?
My eyes less red than they usually are.
Do I look like someone who looks at your eyes?
You don't have eyes.
Where? I know you do. We make eye contact when we talk. Both
My
sides.
guy.
No,
Listen,
I look
Fisher,
at your head.
Fisher, you're my friend, but I don't look at you that way, my guy.
I kind of try to like.
So
I look at your
confused.
wood parts that are connected at the seams with your metal parts. I don't really like look at your face much.
What?
I mean, I knew
Oh,
you
no.
had. I mean, I knew you had red eyes.
I don't know. Would Raimi notice the difference?
Well,
This isn't like noticing someone's eye color. His eyes are literally red discs.
yeah, well, it's subtle. It's more like a change in intensity. It's like he went from red 76 to red 58.
Audience does not know enough about colors to really even know the difference between those two.
Yeah, Toby is colorblind, so your eyes are green.
Well, Raimi has studied every color of the rainbow for personal reasons.
Yeah, so audience and Toby are just looking at you blankly.
Well, it sounds like you have a lot to discuss. So thank you again for contacting me. And I hope you won't wait too long. Bye, audience. Bye, Tobiyashi. Bye, Remy. Bye, Fisher.
Bye.
I don't see
Oh,
George.
we're gonna fight your god. Oh, never mind.
I don't
Yeah,
see
he's
George, but
out.
He might have been taken by the undead army that was in my dream.
Anyways, bye.
What?
He's
fine.
phone.
As-
I like to end phone calls in interesting ways.
Yeah, but now you're left with a group of people looking at you. What?
You wanna? Yeah. What?
Oh yeah, so the undead champion, or the champion of like the undead god of this place, is hunting me, and is hunting like everybody, and is probably gonna attack this place with the massive undead army.
Is that the thing that was?
Yes.
Okay.
It's hot.
Is it?
No, I mean like it's hotter than it was yesterday.
Yeah, it's just, you know, it's the usual Fisher. It's just another god that hates me and is coming for me.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Just another Monday.
Yeah.
Even
But no,
worse,
it might
Tuesday.
actually be a serious problem. We may all actually be about to die. I'm just...
I'll be seeing you guys later since I'm just a set. No chance. Alright, so are we gonna go find this thing, or are we just gonna wait for it to come out?
Well, my dream
We are-
ended with me...
I mean, I don't want to immediately draw extra danger upon my newfound family, but they
Oh, I
also
think your
seem
family was
extremely helpful.
I think your family was already involved, since in my dream, this is the other reason I'm slightly worried about Jorg. In my dream, they were all on the hill with me, like, as part of, like, the guys who were going to fight the army. Jorg was not on that hill, which makes me a little concerned. Like, everyone else was there.
Interesting.
Do we know if Jorg is still in the complex?
Maybe we should go look for him.
I call a stat. No, I'm kidding.
Oh no, Toby, you've lost your only friend in the fight against my dragon. I'm so sad.
Wait a minute here. I just sent him away to go get some more research, okay?
Yeah, technically, audience doesn't know Tobiyashi is mounting an army against.
Yeah, I know. Alright. No, but we should actually probably go look for Jorg. That's probably important.
We probably should. I'll grab his stuff.
All right. So you leave this room. It doesn't take very long. It's not a very huge complex. Probably has something like 20 rooms in grand total. Some of them being small greenhouses, and a few of them where there's laboratories, and some of them have been completely abandoned. Some of them are in use. You recognize that, okay, there's probably an experiment going on in this one, but no one's there. It takes a little while, and eventually you find someone tending to the garden side of this laboratory. You find this tall machine, very slender, very elegant in the way that it moves. Probably about as tall as you, Fisher. When you arrive close enough, she turns around and says, "Be careful." And she points at the plant, and she points at what's in front of you, and you see this vine just trailing in front. It's very fragile. It has just recovered. I want to make sure that everything goes well. She has a very womanly voice. You get the feeling that it's either tender or citron.
I will.
Well, she's very slender, so there's a higher chance.
Wait, nonsense.
There's a higher chance that it's
How
tender.
much water can you hold in? No.
Audience holds back, saying, "Hey Fisher, look, it's your hot sister." But he does not say it aloud.
Okay, I won't touch it. Hi, I'm Fisher.
And I'm
We're
tender.
looking for our friend Jorg.
Ah, yes. He was a bit concerned about one of Occult's experiment. He went into the little room over there. Something about a scent of nature that was slightly strange coming from there.
Are you Tenter, by the way?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Just checking. I guessed.
It's like medium rare. No, I'm kidding. I don't say that.
And I believe you are a dragonborn. It's
That I
Actually
know
a
of.
lizard folk.
well, isn't that something? Second one in 10 years.
10 years. What other Dragonborn did you see?
Well, that might probably be more something you should see for yourself. But about 10 years ago, there was this family that came by. The male dragonborn and the female dragonborn were severely injured. They pushed their egg into our arms, and the woman did not survive. The female did not survive, but the male said that he had to make sure that no one would find their egg, and he left. I'm afraid we don't know anything about raising a dragonborn, so for you audience, this hits awful close to home, and it hits bad because your stomach drops and you know what she's trying not to say. It's a feral dragonborn. You know the blight that this is. You know that how bad this is. It's a dragonborn that no one has ever taught them how to control this urge, this drive that you have when no one is there to help them to focus on the tribe, to focus on being proactive. It makes a feral dragonborn someone that is completely overwhelmed by his emotions. He will lash out at people. He will kill someone simply for having said something that will slightly upset his emotion, but because he has no control over them, they just lash out, they explode. This is gut-wrenching for you, personally. You know there's nothing you can do. If no one taught him how to control his emotion, even if you tried now, he is at least 10 years old. You might be able to teach him a few things, but he will always struggle with this for the remainder of his life. I mean, he's still here. We take care of him as best we can.
How have you managed him? Is he like locked up somewhere?
Yes and no. He doesn't realize that he is. We gave him a belt that prevents him from leaving one of the greenhouses. He thinks he lives in the small woods.
I see.
We bring things for him to hunt. It seems to help. But we rarely let him out because last time he nearly tore 2 limbs off of Malgam. So And he says he was laughing funny.
I see. Well then. We still need to find Jorg. I will deal with that later.
Yes, yes, of course. Sad business later, and friends. No. I believe he is in the laboratory over there. Mind the vines. And she points at Tobiashi.
Oh, by
Actually,
the way,
like, how nice is this place?
It's pretty well kept. Oh, I think Tobiashi's... Oh, no, I see his eyes moving. Pretty well kept. She tends to this garden with expert's hands. Everything seems to be living. Nothing seems to be struggling to stay alive. You can even see some flowers blooming.
Maybe actually is going to like look up at Tinder
And it
and
is
ask,
supposed to be winter outside.
got any extra space?
I can make room if you need some. How big of an area do you need?
Maybe he's going to produce an acorn.
Oh, well, these things can grow to be quite big.
Maybe shakes his head.
Oh, okay.
just a little person size.
Oh, pygmy tree. Interesting. I think I can find a place where you can plant this. Come back in 10, maybe 15 minutes.
Maybe gives them a talent up.
All right. You see, you're taking a few pruning equipment and long shears. For some, she takes those shears from the ground, and you look at them. When you look at them, it feels like it's two long swords that has just been bolted together. I will be back.
Wait, is this like a clock tower situation?
I'm not sure if I know what you're referring to.
I might be misremembering the name of the game, but it was a PlayStation 1 like a horror game where it's just like where like the main villain just like walked around with a giant pair of scissors.
I think I know which game you're referring to. I want to say no, but there would definitely be a bit of a feel of this to the way that her shearers are made. Like I said, it really feels like someone bolted two short swords together. But they are only sharpened on one side.
Yeah.
And it also betrays, she's stronger than she looks. She looks nearly elven in her slenderness, but she just took that as if it was scissors.
Okay, I found the picture I was looking for.
I think I know what you're gonna send me.
But also, like, it most notably has the size reference I was looking at, but you said like more like short sword, so probably not quite that big. But I still find it hilarious.
Yeah, less in a Yeah, I know. I think I know the game. Less in a teardrop shape and more in two sword shape, but yeah, it probably feels something very similar. And the thing is, she took one, but you also notice that there's a second one on the floor.
Which makes just Raimi wonder, like, what's she gonna go cut?
There is this slight psycho vibe when you saw her leaving, but you know, she had a smiling voice. She's about as easy as Fisher to figure out what kind of emotion she's actually feeling, because you know her face is not moving.
Insert your own joke here about just like, and she's a woman.
Alright, so she leaves you alone in this garden. It's a beautiful garden. And like I mentioned, it's supposed to be in the middle of winter. Well, no, the beginning of winter. And she managed to have flowers in here. It actually feels closer to summer right now here. Kind of an odd change, you know, a little bit warm, a little bit sunny. Damn, how are they doing this? And no mist? Or it's so thin you barely can notice it? Would explain why they didn't go corrupt, but how are they doing this?
With science?
Yeah.
With occult
Some magical
science.
bullshit. I guess we're going to the other room to find Jorg.
Yeah.
Yup.
You make your way to this small laboratory and you hear someone talking. It's not Jorg. You hear a very distinguished voice just going, yes, you should probably try and not put your finger in a place where it would... where you would regret it. No, that's fine, that's fine. And you hear Jorg's voice, and it's that smell. It's that odd, sweet smell. You say it's coming from this, and as you arrive and you enter, you see more of the picture of this. There's Jorg that's just looking at this crystal in a jar. It's open, so it's just floating there, and he's just... Oh, that's such an interesting smell. And you see occult, which now it sort of feel like it wasn't a too bad of a description when Chief said he was a night owl. He looks like a mechanical owl. Just doing his business on the other side. He's not paying close attention to Jorg. And, well, yes, it is coming from this. It is quite interesting. We've found many of those shards over time. Quite interesting. I'd love to be able to make more research on this, but I'm lacking the necessary equipment. And then you hear this little hissing sound as you see Jorg going, but it's so interesting. And he puts his hand inside of that open jar, and you hear this. You see Occult going, I wouldn't that. And you see Jorg touching the crystal, and you see this flash of light. And Jorg is not there.
What?
You see Occult going, oh, well, that's interesting. Never done that before.
George!
What just happened?
I don't know.
Hi.
Hi.
Fisher, by the way.
Fisher.
Nice to meet
It's
you.
very
Hello.
interesting to meet you also. I'm Occult.
Okay, introductions later, guys.
Yes,
Where's our friend?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's never done that before.
Well, they can undo it.
Did George just die?
I don't know.
Okay, I don't think you're helping. Okay.
That's not.
It's not like a casual question.
Well, this is not a casual moment. I
George!
mean,
I'm gonna pull out my orb and try and call Jorg. Jorg?
I have his orb.
Oh. Fuck.
Oh my god.
Jorg. I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna touch the crystal since I saw it just vanish him. I'm gonna go look
What
at the
does
crystal.
it normally do? If this is abnormal.
Well, I usually just study them. They seem to have inherent properties. This one is actually very close to nature. I've noticed that I can use it to heal sometime and also to poison. There's this crystal over here that we have also managed to recover from the mountains maybe 80 years ago. And he points toward a crystal, and you immediately recognize that as being a sliver from a plane of ice. It's very, very similar to the one you recovered in the village that was near the edge of this.
Oh no. I'm gonna try and see if I can sense that the crystal Jorg just disappeared into as a potential gateway into like a nature shard.
Yeah,
Wisdom.
like shard sense.
Wisdom.
Yes, it's your shard sense. Yes, you can all roll one if you want.
Is that? It's just the check. It's not a save, right?
No, it's a
Yeah,
check.
it's just a
Toby is 2 stunned.
I hope I didn't need this natural 20 later.
Yeah, I got a 17.
Natural 20, 17. Yeah, Fisher, did you roll?
2.
You're more fascinated with occult. He really looks like an owl, but completely
There's a
mechanical.
lot going on for Fisher right now.
So, audience and Remy, you sort of have this moment of where you take in, you sort of start feeling, take a deep breath, and although you know that this doesn't help in any way, it's your soul breathing. And yes, that is a shard that's tied to the nature realm.
Oh no. I think due to Jorg's affinity for nature, this is a shard, a potential gateway into a nature realm, and I think due to his affinity for nature, it may have somehow connected him to it and pulled him in thinking that he was a part of it.
Really? That is interesting.
That's one way to put it, I guess. And Toby has his orb, so we have no way to contact him.
That is fascinating. Well, due to the similar circumstances of this, I think that this is probably something you should keep. To be quite honest, you might need it later on. I have no idea how to do the same thing to provoke this. We have several shards. I don't mind giving you this one, which has summoned your friend. Just let me prepare it. Just make sure that you don't have whatever he has.
Yeah. I think the only other person I'd be worried about touching this would be Oranak, but I don't think it will affect us, but yeah, I think better safe than sorry.
And who is Oranak?
Oh, there's dirt out of the garden. Remy, do you want to go plant Oranak for us?
Tender was out finding a spot.
Oh, did that
That's
already
what
happen?
That was about.
I
Yeah.
wasn't paying attention.
Okay.
Georg
As
literally
always, on top of it.
Georg literally
More than
said,
anyone
"I
else.
hear the call."
Dirk really did say I need. Well, I guess we just don't have our friend anymore.
We kind of need.
That's I don't really have words for that.
Well, neither
Can't
do
really
I.
go.
I don't even know how to call it.
You're way too calm about it. I don't think.
Don't you find this fascinating?
No, I
No, we
want
just
my
lost
friend
a
back.
friend.
Well, according to what you say, he's probably still alive, so...
Randy,
Didn't
meanwhile,
he-
is kind of like putting up like either hand in front of himself, just like.
Remy,
We really need it.
He didn't even bring his blanket.
I don't know what that means, but I feel for him.
Audience is taking the blanket and pressing it up against the orb. At least take his blanket. He needs it. He's probably scared and alone. It's naturey. Accept my offering.
Unfortunately, the shard doesn't react. Maybe there's something else about you all.
Yeah, I don't think we're connected to nature.
No, but it never did. I have touched it before. It's never been sent to another realm.
Well, we've been sent to other realms before, so we already have the cosmic link or whatever.
All right. Well, in that case, I will prepare this for you, and let's see. We have several other shards. Maybe you'd like some of them.
If they're gonna pull it, we're kind of doing something.
I have
here.
no clue.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, I would like more shards, but I don't want to be randomly pulled into one.
Yeah,
yeah, I don't want to touch that.
we can't.
Oh, wait, hold on, Rainy. Like actually, I guess since he would have been like holding on to the acorn previously, just like he'll set the acorn down, and then he's gonna like do that like no hands, and then the acorn's gonna start floating.
Oh, nice.
I guess yeah, we could.
Also, do you think if I use this shard in my mind realm, it would destroy Jorg?
You have a what?
That was a joke. That was a joke. Move on.
Yeah, Rainey's suggesting that hey, he could take shards without touching them.
Yes, okay. If we want to put some shards into my like storage place, having shards is good. They're obviously important, but I'm also a little more concerned about my friend that just went missing right now.
Well, I can try and figure this out. I mean, you're not leaving tonight.
Why don't you take a look at it, and even if you can't get him back, just see if he's like okay, alive. I mean, at least it's a nature shard, so if he successfully transitioned into it, he's probably not completely unhappy. At least it's a shard he has affinity for.
All
But-
right. Well, yes, of course. I can absolutely try and figure this out, and I'll do my best to maybe try and peer into this now that I know that it's connected to another realm.
Yeah.
This is
not-
fascinating.
And not to disturb your research at all, I probably should have told the other one this. There may be an undead army on their way towards us right now. Anyway, we gotta go.
Right.
We'll leave you to your research.
Make sure you mention this to Chief.
I will mention this to Chief. Yeah, apparently the god of the undead. I don't know if you know who that is, but yeah, they don't like me, and they may be hunting me.
Well, you know, the enemy of my enemy. No, wouldn't work here.
A friend of my friend.
Anything for
no.
family? I've heard that said before.
Yes, why not? Yeah, I guess they can be considered your extended family, so
Speaking of which,
welcome,
this is
stepbrothers and stepsisters.
my biological, somehow, son, Terry.
Oh, wow. I've never heard about us having children before.
I drank a potion from a gnome, blacked out, and he
Interesting.
came out.
So you actually do have a history of touching things you shouldn't be touching.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yes.
And ingesting things.
Really? What have you ingested?
Well, the potion, and then a few other ones.
We do need to get going.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This is all just so fascinating. So many new elements. And of course, your son is welcome among us. You can just let him out.
Sus.
He's, just make sure to warn Tender so that she doesn't confuse it with him, her, Rabagel, I don't know. Confuse your son with a normal worm. Some of them she used to help aerate the ground, but some of them she does feed to some of the animals we've sheltered over time. So just make sure that she knows.
Yeah, I will be. Yeah, I forgot
child
earlier.
This is so fascinating.
It is very interesting. Can you focus on finding George?
Yes, sorry.
Yeah.
He turns around and starts taking different trinkets and starts studying the shard. Told you I had a way of removing him without killing him.
Well, audience is now deeply rattled because he just watched his friend disappear. Or I should put friend in quotation marks. He watched one of his companions disappear.
Traveling companion.
It's an acquaintance. A close acquaintance, but still not a friend.
Jorg was a loose friend.
Like a coworker? That was a coworker.
Jorg was a coworker. Well, that makes, and also audience will be like, well, that makes me even more sure now that my dream was definitely true and an undead army is coming for us, because now the whole part about Jorg missing makes sense. Which means probably the rest of it also is true.
And now there's that little seed of doubt in audience's brain. Could I have prevented this?
No, according to my dream, I definitely couldn't have. Now, unfortunately, this means audience is getting more and more worried about the whole dream of us not changing our actions and Amiali dying. Since that was in a dream too. That's a later part of his psyche.
Whole other thing.
That's a whole other thing.
So
also the whole dream where he was like, you will be forgotten and like you will suffer more pain in your friends than ever, and all that stuff too. But yeah.
Well, there was another part to this. You will do more for the light than you would have done by becoming a hero, but it will cost you more and it will hurt more.
Yeah. Anyway, we should probably go find Chief and tell him that there's probably an undead army coming for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably our next step.
All right. Yep. So, as you are leaving this place, it's been about 10 minutes.
Grab Ornak. Yeah. It's like, go grab Ornak.
So it's about 10 minutes. So you see Tender coming back. So you met Occult.
Yeah, our friend vanished into a nature shard. We're trying to figure out how to get him out.
I don't know what to say about this.
I wrapped the blanket around me.
Also, to compound that good news with good news, there's an undead army, I'm pretty sure, coming for us that we're going to go tell Chief about.
Also, this is my son, Terry. Don't confuse him for a normal worm.
That's the actual good news.
Yes.
That's your nephew right there.
Okay, well, you guys have the cute family reunion. I'm gonna go find Chief. Why don't you catch up with your
I've
sister?
never
Fisher?
had a nephew before.
I love how you guys just like front loaded all of that. Just like
Yeah.
that's 3 facts that don't necessarily connect together, but I need time to process.
It should have been. It should have been. It should have been the good. It should have been the bad, and then the good, and then the bad again. What a
Just
what
sandwich.
Yeah, just sandwich.
No, it was better just bad, good. Look, she got all happy about the sun at the end. She totally forgot
Yeah.
about the other 2 things we just said. The fact that our friend's gone and we may all be about to die.
You have a very lovely son. I have no idea. Can anyone of us have the same thing? Will it look like the
I don't
same?
know.
Is
Maybe
this a
you can
normal
drink.
thing outside of these islands?
I mean,
No.
we can try, but no. Sorry, I'm gone.
That's what he's thinking while
Too
he's
much of a
walking
setup.
away.
That's too much of a setup. Alright, keep going.
You see, you don't need the gnomes in the garden to be absurd. You can do this all on your own.
Ow. Sorry.
So, Tender takes you to a nice little spot. She seems to have gotten the impression that you were planting the seed and leaving it there, because she took out a chunk of ground that would fit a pygmy tree to live there forever.
Oops.
You muted yourself.
Oh, am I not being
No,
heard
no,
still?
not you. Sam was talking.
You were not being heard, though.
But
If
I
you were
am.
talking.
You can hear him now.
Well, no,
Now we
there
can
was
hear
a point where I was talking earlier, but then I realized that I had myself on mute by accident.
Oh, no, we can hear you now.
No.
Is Ornak just standing there?
Well,
in the dirt?
she just took a place to plant it. You never gave it to her.
Oh.
When it's like
We have
Raimi's going to like wave you guys off and is like, I'll catch up in a bit, guys.
Okay, I'm gonna go find Chief.
I go with him.
Okay.
Yep.
Fisher, you go with. Stay with Remy, audience.
And Toby. Toby. To
What?
find Chief.
Chief.
Oh.
All right. So Remy stays.
So do you
with-
leave your nephew with her, or do you know, or did that conversation just end abruptly?
Yeah, it was just here's another insane
Okay.
fact. And now we're leaving.
So this was just in passing. We just dropped 3 bombs on her, and then
Yeah.
we're like, "Yo, peace."
Yeah.
All right.
Shoot.
Yeah, it's kind of like.
We're about to do the same
I have
to
to do
Chief.
the same thing to Chief.
Yeah, I know. We're about to do the exact same thing to Chief.
This is sort of like you haven't seen your family in 5 years, and then suddenly you come back and say, "Hey, everyone, this is my girlfriend. She's pregnant."
No, this is my This is my wife. We were married like 2 years ago.
And you haven't even met my first wife.
This is my second wife.
My second wife.
All right, so Remy,
She couldn't come because she's been taking care of our 3 kids.
So Remy, you plant the seed in this little patch of grass, that dirt, a little bit of grass. It feels so cozy, so good. Better than everything you've seen so far on this island chain. How is she? Anyway. This is the beginning of winter. The ground is supposed to be frozen solid, but it's growing.
Maybe Jorg could have told us if he was still here.
Well, now you know why he was worried. So, you plant the seed? Remy?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to
I mean, yeah,
confirm.
he does. I mean, like he is going to do like to pull out the the watering can and and first give the I hesitate to say command word because it's just saying the name of the thing. It's bulk, and then start watering the spot.
All right, you start watering this little spot, and then suddenly, immediately you see the seed grow, and you hear Tender going, "Oh, that's a special seed. Very interesting." And it grows, it grows, it grows. You see it go 1 feet, 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet, and you see it arriving at your size. And then it keeps growing and growing and growing and growing and growing.
No, damn it!
No. This is not the shape of Ohunak that is being made. It is the shape of Turan Hay.
Oh no! He just destroyed all the plants in the garden.
That's also very good, though, if an undead army is about to attack us. That is not a bad thing.
You can probably see it from where you are because Turane is huge.
I'm just gonna kind of look behind us and be like, oh. Then I'll look at Fisher and Toby and be like, okay, why don't you guys go tell Chief? I gotta go talk to my old friend who I did not think would randomly be showing up.
Okay.
But you know about...
Let's go.
Well, no, just tell him an undead army is attacking. And to be
we gotta
prepared.
go tell him about your kids.
Okay.
Tell him to be prepared, and that also now there is a, what's it called? An elder. Jorg's gone, and there's also now an elemental elder warrior growing in his garden.
Yeah, okay.
And don't forget about your son.
Alright.
So Remy, it's been a while since you've seen him. The last time you saw him was in the monastery. A few months ago. You're just seeing what is this place? I'm sorry. Orunak decided to take a little vacation. Well, actually, he told me everything that had been going on, and I thought that I would come and see if everything he said was true. This doesn't look like an undead garden.
It's Remy definitely after he's getting over the shock, shakes his head.
So, where are we exactly? You see Tender. I'm guessing you're as surprised as I am?
Remy is just man, 1 in a million chance, guys.
Right.
Actually, that's about 1 in every 50. Funny.
Major boss fight. Sorry.
Well, I did tell you that I have planned when Turan A is called. So, yeah. This is a moment where if you had not tried to summon Ohunak, you have missed that opportunity to have this friend for the fight.
What, you don't roll a D100 and every time you roll 100 you just randomly summon him?
Some moments are purposefully planned. If you think about it, you will have his aid. So far you've missed one moment where you could have gotten his aid. But yes, in other times, you do have a random element.
Okay. I really still want there to be the random bar fight that we summon Arnak in a potted plant, and he just appears, and we're like, "Yo, what's up here for the bar fight?"
So you see Tender, who seems to be very surprised by this. And of course, audience, you see this from afar, and you can easily get to where he is. For some reason, you don't have any trouble finding him.
Audience is jogging. Audience is trying to jog over. Because, while he loves Remy, he knows Remy isn't the easiest to talk to, and he kind of wants to explain the situation with a lot of words.
So, what is happening here? Tender just says, I have no idea. She looks at you, Remy.
Actually, you know what? Since maybe like Remy is like connecting some pieces, just like, don't like a gift horse in the mouth. And he'll say in audience's voice, like, it's like Army of the Undead.
Well then, Ohunak did tell the truth about this. That is very interesting. And I see audience arriving.
Turan, hey,
Hello.
how's it going?
It has been quite a while.
Yes, since I last saw you at the monastery. We are on... I should mention where we are. So, you've probably heard from Oranak that we are on the Undead Isles in the Mist.
Something similar.
Yes, this is the only place we have found on the entire island that doesn't have the mist, and that is due to, this is Fisher's sister. We found Fisher's family, or where he was originally from.
Interesting. Fisher has a sister. I did not expect that.
Yeah, he actually has more than a sister. He has 2 sisters, an older brother, some cousins, I don't know. A kid. He has a larger family than all of us.
All of you
He's
combined.
been decent family.
Well, I've stopped producing acorn a while, but actually I do have a little over 200 kids.
Yeah. I meant, like, of us.
Oh,
like, in the immediate.
Right.
Oh, also, Jorg. I don't know if you're connected to the nature shard at all, but Jorg just touched, literally, like 10 minutes ago, just touched a random nature shard crystal and got transported there. So if you have any friends over there, could you let them know to maybe look out for him and see if they can help him in some way to get back?
Well, I can certainly ask when I get back.
Okay. Yeah, he'll be wandering. He has like a dog. He's probably looking. Probably look for somewhere with a lot of like mushrooms. He's probably getting high to deal with the stress.
Mushrooms. I believe I know a place.
Okay. Anyway, about the other thing, Remy, I just heard say, yes. So, I had a dream last night that an undead, basically, the undead champion, a death knight of the undead god in this area that seeks to destroy all life, found out about me and has been, like, hunting down my location, and also probably would love to destroy this garden because it's definitely the most living place I have seen on this entire island chain. So I think him and his undead army are coming for us right now. So I'm glad you're here.
Well, that is definitely something important. Life is always important. And I am saddened to know that you have brought this plague upon this place.
I am also sad. I would not have done so knowingly.
I am sure you have never shown any ill intentions, although the result can vary in desirableness. Very well. And you would have me do what?
Well, I guess I believe that, and this is off no basis of fact, but I believe that this Death Knight in some ways controls the undead. So I believe that by destroying him, that would at least weaken them, or maybe some would crumble entirely if he is forcing them through any form of magic or godly power to basically be risen. So I'm going to try and do my best to go defeat him along with the other members of the party. Hopefully we are able to reach him. I guess for you, I think it would be most important to make sure to protect this place, to help protect Fisher's family, to make sure the undead don't break through and destroy this place of like peace and life. If you could.
Well, of course, I can at least try and do what you ask. I will stem the tide of the undead.
So, we don't even know when they're going to attack. I sent Fisher. I don't think they're far off, but I sent Fisher to go tell Chief about the oncoming attack, and maybe he'll have some more information to scouts. But I wanted to come talk to you and explain the situation. And now I'm probably going to go see how they're doing, and whether maybe Chief even has eyes if there's any scouts out there on maybe where if there is an undead army, they're probably hard to miss. So I'm going to go try and get some information on that.
Very well, very well. And I am going to prepare to summon whatever life is available here. You hear a voice coming, female voice just going, "What is that? I don't have enough water to water this thing."
Oh boy. Do I see Fisher's other sister?
Yes.
Alright, I'll turn. I'll be like, "Hey, nice to meet you. I'm Audience. I have to go because there may be an undead army attacking. This is my tree elemental warrior friend. You can hang out with him. I'm one of Fisher's buddies. He has a kid. I'm sure he's looking forward to meeting you. And anyway, have a nice day." And then I'll run off. Oh, also my friend disappeared into a danger shark, but that's not really important. Alright, bye.
I mean, it's important, but not important right now.
Oh, and this is my friend Remy. He's my commander of roguelike assassin and other espionage.
Remy does a salute.
Yeah. Alright, we gotta go.
She just stays there looking at everyone. Looking at you. No, Fisher's not there, so looking at you, Remy. Hi.
Waves.
I have a nephew.
Yeah,
Any
you
minor illusions, Terry.
Camera pans toward Tobiashi and Fisher, who did not have too much of a problem finding Chief because, you know, he speaks a little loud. He's talking to someone that you haven't seen so far. Not sure who it is. Tall, slender, has very dark colors. Just hear Chief. So, you're saying that you were starting to see something. Yes, something seems to be moving in the forest right now. I mean, it is a little early for their yearly attempt. Maybe it's something different.
Could it be a large undead army?
Fisher!
Hey,
And
morning. By the
Tobiyashi,
way,
right?
Yep.
You have more information on this?
Fisher will answer.
yeah, so audience is apparently the god of the undead has it out for him. So a death knight and its horde of undead are apparently tracking us down. That's apparently the thing he was telling you about yesterday.
Right.
But he now knows more about. Also, this is my son Terry.
Son! Oh.
I drank a potion from a gnome, blacked out, and had him.
I did not know we could have children.
Neither did I.
That's
But
very
like
interesting.
minor illusion, Terry, this is Chief. To Terry. I didn't actually introduce him to the other people.
Oh, wow. This is such an interesting time for you to tell me all of this.
Yeah, sorry. Undead army.
Yes.
More important.
Well, you know, they keep trying to attack us every time we get close to harvesting season. Something about the accumulation of life that draws in few undeads, but usually the salt wards is enough to keep them away. We rarely have to defend ourselves. You say in an army.
That's what audience said.
The other one next to him says, and there is more, I am sure of it. Fisher, this is Spy. Our vigil and scout.
Nice to meet you. In other good news, though, our elemental elder warrior friend is here to help also.
Oh, good. You see him go. You can power down the ballistas. It's not an enemy. Thank you.
He's about to get blasted.
Sorry, but that's the problem. We have a much smaller friend join us, but I guess this time the big guy came.
Okay, well, that's is it a good news?
It is good news.
Good.
More bad news. Our other friend got sucked into a crystal.
Yes.
I have all his stuff. I'm just holding all of Jorg's stuff. Like, I have a backpack on my back, and then I have his, like, on the front, but, like, with the straps around my shoulders, like I'm
Yes, our
holding a
friend
baby.
Jorg was hanging out with a cult and touched one of the shards and got sucked into it.
Well, that must have been interesting to watch.
No,
Sure, that's a way to say it.
Okay. Well, I have a lot of things to work out. Spy, how long do you think we have before this disturbance arrives? Spy looks at you, Tobiyashi, and you, Fisher. Not long. Maybe a few hours at most.
I'm gonna go through George's stuff really quick and try to find the blob in the jar. Unless he had it on him.
No, everything was in his backpack.
Yeah, I pull it out. Is it shaken?
Violently.
Yeah, we don't have that much time.
As a matter of fact, you've never seen it jiggle quite that hard before.
Nice.
Damn.
You have a brief moment where you're thinking, I really hope that this bottle holds. He's really shaking hard.
Damn. Well, looks like I'm gonna need this. I'll take the cloth of undead turning, so I have 3 of them now.
Right, so
Do you have any extra like setup? Anything else that'll help us protect us more other than the wards, or
well,
because there might be this big thing coming, like this huge, giant thing.
Well, we have
Massive.
We have spare energy canisters for the ballistas. It's going to increase its rate of fire quite a lot, so we'll be able to use artillery against them. But depending on how many of them there are, this might only slow down their advance. It might not even stop them. Do you have any idea how vast this army is?
How big did audience say?
He didn't say how big. He just said it was a massive undead army.
I believe the word used was massive.
Massive. Oh, that's great. So,
Never-ending tide of darkness to swallow all that is life and light in this earth.
He just comes out of nowhere.
You see Chief just turning his head like this. That's not ominous at all. So, Mr. Audience, do you have any other important information about this?
Yes. I believe they could be stopped if we kill the singular Death Knight. I feel that they are mostly here and raised due to his power. They are not just zombies that are, like normal, like grouped. Like, I think that they are mostly under his mind and his control, and I believe that they will either disperse or perhaps even become lifeless if we can destroy the main guy.
Right. Well, most of us aren't experienced warriors, and unfortunately, Sabers and Wreck aren't here. They're not supposed to be back for another 3 days.
It's okay. I assume that me and my group will try and take out. I have also brought Turan Hay said he will help to stem, and I believe he is strong enough on his own to at least stem the tide of zombies completely for at least a little while, perhaps buying us some time to actually find and kill the Death Knight. Although I don't think he'll be able to hold forever, but I believe he will be able to hold for at least a little while.
All right. Well,
so I would support him if you can, but I think that anything you can do to support him, I would put him in charge of defenses,
right,
along with your knowledge.
If you say you are going to take care of the Death Knight, as you call it, we will focus our fire on protecting your flanks.
All right, we appreciate it.
I'm going to get everyone ready for war, apparently.
Oh, by the way, guys, the 1v1's off. He brought a whole army. It's no longer 1v1.
I know you just met, I know this is a bad time because you just met Fisher and all that, but war is happening. Fisher never brings around good cut. No, I'm just playing.
War is always happening. It is only a matter of time till it finds you and tests you whether you are prepared or not prepared to stand and face its wrath, or to fall beneath it like the shafts of wheat on a cutting dune.
He said shaft.
Everyone just turns and looks at you like,
Damn. Fisher, you hear from inside of you. Do you think he practiced this in front of a mirror?
Yeah, I am sorry for bringing this with me. This is not what we expected.
No, absolutely not. I'm sure. You know, it's the exactly the kind of reunion that you want. Hey, I'm your long lost brother. I have a son. I'm bringing with me an undead army that's gonna try and kill you all.
It actually sounds like a typical family reunion. Usually, every family brings over along that one friend that everybody hates. Anyway, that one bad college roommate.
Well, right. So, spy. Which front do we have to protect most? The northern side from here. Right. Northern side it is. He starts walking away. You notice that there's a little bit of stress in the way he's moving away.
By the way,
really?
Fisher, I met your other sister.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
From inside of you, Fisher, you hear, I think he met Cistern.
Mm-hmm.
I told her what was going on. She seemed cool, I guess. I don't know. We didn't talk much.
Okay.
we should get ready for this.
Yeah. Well, we should go. Okay, Toby, you got scrolls of turn undead, right?
Yeah, I took the one from Jorg's back. Also, do you guys want anything from this?
I
Do you want to
don't think
pillage
there's
his
anything.
backpack?
I don't think
Yeah, I
there's
just
anything in
have his
George's.
backpack.
I don't think there's anything in George's backpack. I personally need. I'm pretty set against undead. I got my mace. That should be enough.
You guys know that
you got
Jorg
holy
has
water.
darts of +1? Okay, anyways.
Do we have any extra? Things of holy water that we could like douse your
A
guys'
lot.
weapons in?
I look over to Remy. Oh, Jorg has 2 of them.
Hey, look
Okay,
what
why
I found
don't
in
you
his
get-
backpack.
Why don't
I'm just going through his backpack like, what can we use?
Why don't you guys douse your weapons in some holy water, since I think we're pretty much solely going to be fighting undead and death knights. And I believe that
Is
what
that-
I know of death knights, they have resistant to a lot of just normal magical damage types that is not radiant damage.
Can you use holy water like a poison or
I don't know.
weapon oil? I thought
Well,
it was just
it is
like
my
a
thing.
grenade.
Well, you'd have to make anointment oils. Right now, what you have is holy water, but
Uh-huh.
you can make holy oils. It's just not what you have. Holy oils would be something that you would be able to smear on your weapon and give it.
I don't think we have enough time for that,
Do I know the process of making holy oil?
I think I'm the only one close enough to.
Well, if you use a spell, yes, you can bless oil. I think you can make. I think you can use ceremony, if you have it. To.
Yeah, I think I can too, but I don't think I have it.
Oh.
Yeah, and if I
Oh.
try to use any other way to make it, I think I'm the only one who's.
Because of the dagger. Yeah.
Well, okay. Also, do we have any scrolls of protection from good and evil? Anyone can cast it besides me, because I can only concentrate on one person while I do it.
I can.
Nope.
cast it.
Okay, Fisher can cast it. I think Jorg was the other person who can cast it.
So we got a cabinet of potion making. We got alchemist supplies, ancient essential oils, a diamond. I don't know.
Oh yeah, we lost the person who could res us. Well,
Yeah,
I
we
hope
have
you
a
guys don't die.
We have a $5,000
Well-
diamond.
Well, you know that Tender is a nature priest, so she might be
Yeah.
able to revive you after combat.
Yeah.
which only helps if you get to the end of combat.
Okay, well, yeah, we also lost our healer. That's okay.
We got
And the
10
person.
minutes, right?
Who can cast Wall of Fire?
And
we-
and moonbeam.
Yeah. We're fine.
Jorg, come back.
People apparently forgot what Turanite did in the last time he was around.
Well, yeah, but he's gonna be using all his power to
Fight an
Stop.
army.
to literally stop us from taking out all of Fisher's family because we decided to lead an army here.
Well, it's like
Oh.
you guys were talking about like stuff like Moonbeam, Wall of Fire, etc., etc. But it's just like those all feel like considerations for, say, dealing with a lot of creatures. So
Well, no, I mean, he can deal with a lot of creatures. I'm just more saying for our fight against the Death Knight and probably whatever giant he brought with him.
I mean, technically, Moonbeam could have gotten in the way of a one-on-one fight.
All right,
but...
so you start preparing for this, and you know that you feel the stress of the situation as everyone is preparing. You see huge condensers, those that were grafted, that were on the ballistas, being taken to the two towers where the ballistas have been placed, and everyone's preparing. The only one who doesn't seem to apparently be extremely worried is Malgam, who's just looking at this.
God damn
Yeah,
it.
that kind of fits my dream of him
I'm
targeting
keeping-
the
I'm keeping my eye on him.
I actually am gonna ask. I'm gonna ask for Remy's spyglass again. I'm gonna ask if Turade can lift me up like high into the air.
Yeah, he can.
Okay, can you lift me up? I want to see something.
All right, he lifts you up. You're about 15, 20 feet high.
Okay, I'm gonna look for a 20-foot figure, or if I can see the army, and if I can see the army, if where the 20-foot figure might be, so that I can actually try and maybe find it.
You do manage to see two large creature moving. It's slightly easier to notice that they're a creature because of the way it's walking. You recognize something walking that.
Also, how big is this army? Since I'm actually looking at it.
Well, now that you are only a few hours away and preparation are on their way, and even more time has passed, and you know that they're going to be there probably like in 2 hours max, maybe less than this. It is sizable. It's too big for you to count, but you'd say several tens of thousands undead.
Okay. Yeah, that's about. Do I see any banner like I did in my dream? Like as one of the giants holding a banner?
That's a bit far to be able to notice a banner itself, but you do see some sort of weird shape moving in front. It could be someone with a banner in his hand, but that far away, it's really hard to make out the shape.
I guess I will scout at different points as the army gets for whenever we, I'll continue to ask Turne to lift me at different points and try and actually scout it out once they get
Well,
closer.
in that case, as time moves forward and preparation keeps... Yes? Someone wanted to say something? The stream
Do I
is
wanna
the
do
stream
this?
is going to end. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you fight
Alright,
a
yeah,
war.
I'll decide. I'll decide before we get back if I want to do that.
Okay.
I mean, when
I wanted to begin the fight tonight because 200th episode, it would have been nice to have a big battle, but...
all right, 4 more hours, guys. Let's go. No, I'm kidding. I have work in the morning.
So do I. And it's not interesting. I'm giving out samples of cream cheese on bread. Yes, it's gonna be fun.
Ooh, very fancy.
Yes. And possibly exhausting because I have to cut the bread myself. And I can't cut more than a few samples at a time because it's not going to be a place where there's going to be a whole lot of people. So I can't take the opportunity to make myself a reserve of things. It's going to have to be right now on the spot for 6 hours straight. Yay.
Nice.
Although it's more mentally draining than physically draining, I'll have to admit. Alright. So, as time moves forward and you notice the enemy arriving, you notice not to run A, making rounds and evaluating the terrain. You notice everyone else is very nervous about what's happening, with the exception of Malgam, who even at one point, you hear him go to Chief and so just say, "Can I get Raw out? He's gonna love this. Can I get him out, please?" Chief says a moment, we don't want him to kill himself.
Oh, well, that's for everybody.
Oh.
You don't have to look at that yet.
That's what Jorg has again.
Mm-hmm.
Chief turns toward you, audience, after a few moments, between moments where you're raised, and you just ask, "I'm hoping you can answer that question, because nothing we've seen would suggest it, but do your people have a self-preservation reflex?"
Do my people have a self-preserve? Oh. Yeah, yes. But also it's risky because they're gonna somewhat, if they get really scared or that, they might lash out at anyone who gets near them. Yeah. I mean, he'll protect himself definitely if the zombies get by and get into his area.
Malgam wants to contribute him to the fight. He wants to take him out, unleash him on the undeads.
I guess I'm gonna roll a. What would that roll be?
Depends on what you want to know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like insight into what I know exactly and whether I think it would be a good idea, but it's almost like an insight into my own knowledge. I don't know.
Well, honestly, knowledge or insight would both work, intelligence or insight, because you can answer this yourself by simply pushing aside what you have been taught to do with that instinct and just listen to what is the first thing that comes up in your mind before everything you have ever learned comes into play and pushes it aside or tempers it or focuses it in the direction.
Besides hungry.
Let me try. That's a 14.
14. It's a bit hard for you to push everything aside. You've been taught this since the first moment someone saw you, how to focus this, how to always put everything into helping the clan. And if you start feeling that itchy feeling of doing something, then do something for the clan. This is where the proactivity of Dragonborn comes from.
Yeah.
It's really hard to tell. There is a chance that he might go completely berserk and lose sight of how badly injured he is.
Who are we talking about again?
The feral Dragonborn that has been held in here.
I'll say, if you're going to do it, I would say this. Give him an area. Give him an actual area, not a, like, don't give him just free reign. Give him an area. Tell him it's his territory, and tell him to protect and survive in that territory. Those would be the commands I would give. If there's any, or at least any form of instruction I would try to give, because that will somewhat trigger his response to simply protect that line, that territory, and also to know when to fall back within that territory if he's getting hurt. But I can't promise that he'll listen completely, but that would be, I think, the best bet to give him a spot to protect.
I'll take it into consideration. Alright.
And then also, I would recommend that until the fight is over, and until maybe even a little bit after the fight is over, I would not enter whatever space you've given him as his territory, as he may lash out at anyone who enters that territory.
Alright. Worthwhile advice. I'll consider it. Tell Malgam I don't want to hear about it until I decide. You're spicy. Yes, of course. I will tell him. I can't guarantee he'll listen. Time keeps on moving forward, and now you start feeling the anxiety of the moment, knowing that this is war that's happening, and Turane raises you, and you look at what's in front, and they're maybe half an hour away. But now with not Remy's spyglass, because Spy has given you a different spyglass in the last 2 hours, and you sort of notice, oh god, that's impressive magnification. Yes, there is a creature in front, holding a long sword and a banner behind him. You see so many undeads. Not just undeads. Not just zombies. You see zombies. You see ghouls. You see things that looks like slimy tarantulas moving through that tide of undead creatures. Spiders with really thick limbs. And you have a moment where your mind goes, oh, I know what that is. That's jumping spiders. Giant jumping spiders.
Well, I hope Turane is as strong as he says he is, because I'm not going to be able to do much against that.
And then you notice it. 2 large, hulking figures. Easily 25 feet tall, if not 30. They look undead, and your mind simply goes to undead giants? You've heard tales about normal giants wiping out an entire village of Dragonborn simply because they were caught by surprise. Now there's 2 of them. Undeads. There's that little thought in your mind going, oh, I hope they don't benefit from the mists the way every other undead do. Because, damn, that's gonna be a
Do I see
wild
anything
night.
on one of the giants? Do I see anything on one of the giants' backs? Since I'm pretty much at eye level with them. Because Turne is holding me up.
Oh, they appear to be bringing munitions with them.
Munitions.
Large slab of stones.
Oh my gosh.
Each one easily 10 feet wide.
But a guy brings an army for one dude. I mean, at least I feel a little
It's just all an ego boost, right?
a little bit, but also maybe you could have chilled a little bit, my guy.
Well, now you know why this time it was programmed into this that it was Turon Hay that would come.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
Like, okay, Ornak, what can you do? Whip.
Nordway.
Whip.
Onak would probably look at you and say, fuck you, man.
Arnak would be like, just send me back now. There's no point. Do I notice? I scout for the death net. I see if I try and feel any draw from the army. Anything specifically like looking. I mean, who knows? Maybe he even sees me up here. So trying to see if I can like notice someone like focusing or like looking.
Yes. This is so much worse than what you had believed, because he is moving with intent, and there is that moment of every time you look into his direction, it feels like he turns in the right direction to face you. There is no doubt at this point in your mind, this is a holy war. Well, a holy against unholy war.
Alright. I guess at this point the only thing for me to do is raise my mace and point at him to let him know that I accept his challenge.
And this is the thing, the more he comes, the closer he comes, the more you are certain of this. This entity was a paladin at one point. He will be coming straight for you. Personally.
That's at least that's honestly better than him hiding at the back of his army and him letting them all destroy us. So, I appreciate his tactics at least of coming to face me.
Well, this is the thing also. You know how holy wars go, and you know how a champion can go. Meaning, there is a slight chance. Maybe a good chance, in the sense that you're hoping this. He may send his armies against your friend and go toe-to-toe with you.
Yep.
This may be his choice when the time comes.
Alright. I'll let Turne know that he can lower me and just be like, alright guys. We've got
How much time we got?
Not long. They're
Half an hour
maybe
at
like
most.
half an hour at most out.
Alright.
They got tens of thousands of zombies, ghouls, giant jumping spiders.
God
they have
damn.
2 undead giants, and then the Death Knight himself.
Hey, Jorg, want to teach me how to cast spells really quick?
Oh, sorry, Jory is not there.
Ah, shit. Fisher, anybody, please?
Well,
yeah,
you have 2 arcane ballistas with increased capabilities.
Yeah. Our goal does not change. We have to kill the Death Knight, or we have no chance in this fight. His army is far too big for us to defeat.
I
believe-
am going to attune to Ring of Protection.
Half an hour.
If he
That's
comes,
not that I'm-
if he comes for me, I believe he may know that I have friends. He may bring the giants to distract you guys. If that happens, let me fight him, and just try and keep the giants off me. My hope is that he may know that a god gains more power if their champion is the one to strike down the other champion. So he may come for me personally. Hopefully, we can maybe find a line of victory through that.
Oh,
From
there
inside
you
of
go.
you, Fisher, you hear. So basically, protect audience while he tries to take out the enemy leader.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe you should leave Terry in his box for this.
yeah.
Maybe you should leave Terry with your family. You do have sitters now.
Tender seems to be a very, tender person.
You know what?
They could bond with their
If we're-
nephew.
If we're just
Alright.
going with the previous jokes from earlier, like not only is he an absentee father, but he's also a deadbeat father that leaves them with family at the first sign of trouble.
Take care of my kid, please. I can't today. I need wine. Today's just not my day.
Well, with this is where today's episode is going to end. Like I said, I'm not going to do a whole war an hour after the time when we're supposed to end.
We're not starting a war arc right now.
No. There's a chance that this might last the entire episode, so
And the next one.
who knows? It depends.
Yeah.
Every time, if audience's plan goes well, everything hinges on audience being able to beat the enemy before you all die, protecting him.
Sounds like an audience plan to me.
Sounds about right.
Unfortunately, I don't know what other plan we'd have. So if anyone else has any ideas, come
could
up
just
with
have
them
big,
before
we
next
could-
week.
Just have Big Tree Man lob a bunch of rocks at the knight, and then you go and attack him.
I think the knight would just have his army like take it. Like he has
Just
tens of
tank with the
thousands
shots,
of
that's
zombies.
true.
Yeah, he kind of has an infinite meat shield if he wants it. Also, if we do that, he may just decide that I'm not worthy, or like he could just challenge me like later and have his army kill everybody and then leave me alive and then come and kill me once everyone else is dead. So we gotta need him to come accept his challenge, because if we don't accept his challenge, he kind of has the upper hand.
Mm-hmm.
And if you all survive, well, you have a very nice place to have a very nice celebration with Fisher's family, possibly food. He did say that you were very close to a harvest moment, so hey, you might have a huge banquet at the end of this also.
I like to imagine Sim just on the other side of the island. Why are there no undead anymore? Why have they all left?
This is awful quiet right now. I'm bored.
As soon as you're about to beat the knight, the bear comes out of nowhere. Oh my gosh.
The Griever's
Fucking
finally caught up.
Griever. That Griever is there. He's riding the Griever.
No. Please no. I don't need more.
Alright.
Well, we throw that in, the army of the spiders coming back to attack us for hurting their eggs. They found the infinite army of spiders. They're coming from the other side.
This is the big fight of this chapter, you know, everyone's gonna be involved and damn, you're all gonna die.
Yeah, let's fight one army at a time, guys.
But hey, I think you've all been able to deduce that this is going to be the biggest fight of your level, because depending on your decisions, there are very few
Level
fights
up.
you have left for until you leave this island. I mean, unless someone destroyed your train, you might have one huge creature in the city to fight, but that's just going to be a one-on-one. Well, 1-on-5. So.
And then we got the wizard, but that's not really a fight. That's more of an
I
avoidance.
promised you that you would level up before entering the tower. So this is.
Oh, that's true. You did say
That's
this
why I
level.
say
Yes.
of this level.
Yeah.
All right.
You sure you don't want to give me my new spell before I fight this?
Don't worry. As you might have noticed the hints that I've been giving you through your dreams, this fight is being watched on your side by 2 gods.
Yes. I know.
So,
Especially his dad is judging me really harshly right now whether I'm worthy to maybe date his daughter.
All right.
alright, well, yeah.
Alright.
So, thank you for watching. I hope you had a pleasant, whatever part of the day it is for you. I know it was a little bit weirder for an episode, but hey, Fisher found his family. A family he never thought he'd find, and that he might lose next episode. We don't know.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
You're just looking around in the fog of war. You're just seeing them die one by one. You're just, I never got to meet you.
I'm not gonna lie, that might put Fisher and audience relationship in a slightly rocky place.
Yeah.
There is that like sticker part of me. It's just like, if this were like in a TV episode, but but somebody on YouTube was doing like a reaction video to it, just like oh, there's a death flag. Oh, there's another death flag. It's like, oh, and the flags keep waving.
So, Fisher family.
We should have gone and fought the giant like I wanted to before we found Fisher's family. It's all your fault.
Then we would have been going against the. Oh my god.
Alright, so, like I was starting to say, thank you for being here. We hope you had a pleasant evening. We hope you'll have... we hope you'll be there next episode for the battle. Yeah, next week, next Wednesday, or next Friday, depending on if you watch this live or the rebroadcast. And yeah, that's it. As always, if you enjoyed the show, just like it's going to be written on the screen in a few moments, you can support the stream by following us, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. Leave a like, leave a message, it helps. Also follow, like I said, it always helps. You can also support us by making a donation, becoming a Patreon, subscribing on Twitch. It gives money, and money is good. It helps me not die. And pay the internet so we can have another episode. But if you can't do any of those, well, that's okay. There's still something you can do to help us, and it helps tremendously, and that's just spreading the word of this channel. So, thank you very much. Remember, if we're Friday, we might raid someone, as long as we have 3 raiders or more. If we have less, if Tobiashi's there, well, we just visit him. And that's it. Thank you for being there, and see you next week. As always, stay safe and stay healthy. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.